So in the last session, you guys spoke to the Banshee Agatha, found yourselves completing a quest for the Dryad in the town of Phandelver, Sister
What
Gale.
did you call her? Dryad?
Yeah, she's like a nature person.
Oh.
Oh, you mean a druid?
Well, Dryad's a little different than a druid, isn't it?
A
Yeah.
dryad is like a
That's
mystical creature.
It's a
like
spirit of a wood.
Yeah.
Ah, she's not that. Sister Gale gave you a quest. You went to the Banshee. You spoke to the Banshee. You asked the Banshee the questions. Provoked the Banshee to attack you, and then fled into the Neverwinter Wood with the intent of locating Cragmaw Castle, which you are positive is in Neverwinter Wood, and that is where we left off because you fought some Sturges and Blue was asleep. Excuse me, Waywocket was asleep and being hauled around by Rangswarthy. So we figured it was probably time to make camp.
So we're just bumbling through like 40 square miles of forest looking for a castle.
I think it's more than 40 miles, square miles.
But we do have a ranger at least.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah. So
We do not
find
have
it
a-
for us, Ivetta. Oh, find it.
Oh, I would.
Oh,
Are we starting?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
alright.
Well, since Ivetta is the expert, she will take the lead, of course.
And how does she do that? By taking it firmly.
Strapping. I guess we'll just move forward, everybody, and try to find this Cragmaw Castle.
So
Not
we'll just
sure
say, we'll put Ivetta out here, move this party over here for now. And then you guys are right here when you have left Agatha's. So we'll say as you pick tiles to go across in this forest, we will I will roll some dice and see if anything happens as you progress through the tiles of the Neverwinter Wood.
Okay.
And you're welcome. I mean, you're welcome to choose. I mean, this is Cragmaw Castle is in Neverwinter Wood, so you're welcome to choose anywhere in this mass of trees where you want to go. So
And our location is where Ivetta is our location.
yes, Ivetta is your location, and she is leading the party with her expert ranger favored terrain handling.
Does
So I have a
anyone have
question.
cartographer's tools?
Do you have a map?
Yeah, that was what I was gonna ask. Do we have this map that we can that our party can look at?
Yeah. You guys know this map. Like this is not a. This is like a map you would all be familiar with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Just to put this out there, we did get some intel that there would be a special locket in the ruins of the Thunder Tree, which is ahead of us. Not that we have to go that direction, per se. It's a lot of woods to traverse. But I just put it out there.
A special what?
There's a locket. The
really
emerald locket. Yeah, the one that Shaye, her
The party
friend,
she rescued.
yeah, when we rescued those guys, she told us about the locket.
Wait, when did you rescue Shaye? Did she get captured?
Oh, that's
Remember
right.
Yeah, I remember now.
Ivetta agrees and says, as we walk, let's just head towards Thunder Tree, and because we don't know where Cragmaw Castle is, we could end up finding it on our way.
True. It does look like Neverwinter Wood is pretty split in half. Like, once you cross that creek, it might be a river. Probably is a river.
And pipes up.
Once you cross that river, it's seems like, there's more. Another whole
Forest.
half. Yeah.
Desmos pipes up.
Okay.
It might be wise if we head towards them. It would seem like a good place for a fortified position. At
Head
least in
towards
my
what?
experience. The mountains.
Oh, okay.
But might we not stop at the Thunder Tree first before going to the mountains? Then we could get the locket and be on our way there.
It's not very direct.
Right. Thunder
if
Tree
we-
is a little bit out of our way.
It's miles out of our way. If we go straight through and cross the river at the heart of the wood, it'll be faster.
Do we know that Cragmaw Castle is that far north? It might be due west.
Yeah, no one
No,
knows.
but
Well, if
it
you
would make sense for
remember,
the
when we were in
fortress to be near the
Phandelver,
river.
they said it was northeast of Phandelver.
Okay.
Which would mean it would be closer to where we are now.
Well, when we ended last session, the ranger was like on the right path to get there. Correct?
Yes, Ivetta knows. Ivetta can get you to Cragmaw Castle.
Oh. I can
Come on, Ivetta.
follow me, I guess. Let's go.
I was gonna say I'm going to not like give you the right specific tile of where Cragmaw Castle is, but at the same time I'm also not going to let you walk all the way up to these mountains. That's silly.
Okay, so let's make our way to Thunder Tree then.
But so using her ranger skills, does she have kind of a cardinal direction that she can point us?
A bearing, yes.
Yes,
a bearing.
she does know that she needs to head. Excuse me, due west.
Let's go.
Rangswarthy, let's say, Ranger, which direction? What is our heading?
West, I believe.
Lead the way.
Dear L5C.
Right, she expertly leads the way westward.
All right. Do you want to
And
go?
on
Just
way.
like, do you want to take control of this piece from your computer and like start moving you one tile at a time and let me roll?
Yes, we can do that.
So as they march through the forest, Ciil is gonna sidle up to Waywocket and kind of like do a crouched walk so that he's next to her head, and he's going to whisper, "Hey, Waywocket, please don't tell the others, but I think I'm in bad shape. I could use a little healing if you've got some."
Aha. Hey, yes, I'm well rested, so I got some healing for you.
So actually, with this first tile you guys stumbled upon, you notice there's some type of encampment. It looks like there's some bustling activity, and you can kind of tell through the various sounds coming from the camp that it is indeed a camp of orcs. You are sneaking up on them because Ivetta has cloaked your party with the foliage. The foliage. They don't see you. They don't perceive that you're there. And so it is your decision whether or not you want to engage this camp of orcs or move on.
Okay,
Stealthily.
can I roll a perception check to see if or there is a red brand or black spider type of symbol anywhere?
You do not
Is there any,
see any identifying marks that you recognize.
Okay. So it's just orcs.
By the way,
I think it would be wise if we avoided any conflict with these orcs.
I'm with the rogue. I say we leave him alone.
What direction is the wind blowing?
North? Not from either of you into the other, just in a northerly direction.
And then, can I do a perception check on how many there are?
Yes, you may.
Alright. So, 20? Or like, do I need to roll?
No, you're good. You perceive that there are at least 4 keeping guard, and then some number between 5 and 8 milling around. Making food and chopping wood, like just random activities that a camp might require. You count anywhere between 4 keeping watch and 5 to 8 doing that.
The law. We definitely let them alone.
I think
We
it would
don't
be
know.
quite wise to continue
Them
the
alone.
path.
And how would combat work for the people that aren't present? Like,
I would just I would control them, like very very basically.
Then I would, licking my finger and putting it to the wind, I would say, let's find a way north around this camp.
Why do you want-
Because the wind's blowing north. If we went south, they might smell it.
So we do.
Ivetta, what is? Oh wait, no, I hate you. Never mind.
You guys are in charge. Like, go ahead, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, Desmos is gonna head north.
Wait, why does Desmos hate Ivetta?
Because she was a red brand.
Oh, that's right.
A while ago.
Ciil, I don't have any healing spells. I lied to you. I'm sorry.
I have good berries.
I was going to say,
Ciil
let's check
not-
with Ivetta or check with
Runewood.
Runewood.
Okay. So Ciil
Sorry.
nods with a hint of chagrin on his face. Thank you anyway. And then he stands up and promptly doesn't tell anyone else.
You
Classic.
don't want to get smacked in the forehead again?
Classic
Wait,
move.
for real?
Feeling forehead smack.
For real, what?
Ethan doesn't. Ciil doesn't tell anyone else. Jeez, man.
I feel like you guys are.
Well,
you
I am
guys should be.
bleeding.
What did you do?
Because
Ivetta offers him not berries.
that he's wounded.
Everybody already knows that Seal's good at that, so they don't even pay attention.
Bleeding?
Bleeding out. Yep. Yeah. Okay, so we're heading north, right?
So you're going this piece.
I guess so. Wait, where's the compass?
North.
Yeah, I was gonna say the compass is up here.
Mhm.
So you approach this area, and you see a stump that seems suspiciously carved out to have some type of like, it seems as though, like, if you were to interact with this stump, that something could occur.
Like if Waywocket slept on it or something.
Maybe so.
It's a good one.
Ivetta sees
It's a
the stump.
suspicious stump.
Sees the suspicious stump
Don't touch it.
and cautions everybody to stay back. And as she looks to her right, she notices something, some red hail, in the woods, and she walks over to observe what it could be and notices it's a hawk fox that is wounded. So she quickly gives the hawk fox some good berries and carries the hawk fox on her shoulders.
Ah. Very,
Ah.
very spicy.
Fox.
Hawk fox, let's send it in the group chat.
A picture that she drew, no less.
Wow. Hey, do you have a picture of a hawk fox? Can you put it in the chat?
Yes. Where's the chat? Anyway,
Rangswarthy speaks with this fox as he can speak with animals. Just inquires what happened to you so well.
He asked the hawk fox who heard it.
Yeah,
I had a hard time hearing you. It sounds like you're distant from your microphone.
yeah. That's essentially the gist of it. Yeah.
It explains to you.
What happened to you?
It explains to you through a series of images, feelings, sounds, and sensations as it fled a predator
Aww.
to hide in this area.
That's so cute, Hadassah. That is adorable. Love it.
As you all are admiring the hawk fox, you have a very odd sense of some level of emotional ecstasy about being in the woods and being around nature, and that's you have helped the hawk fox, and you notice a Dryad coming out of the wood to approach you, and she speaks Elven to Ivetta and says that she notices that this hawk fox seems very charmed with you, and she appreciates that you would go out of your way to heal such a small creature.
Oh, thank you.
Did it come out of the suspicious stump or just the wood?
Just it was just hiding in the brush.
Okay.
Watching the hawk fox die.
Yeah. Oh.
And then Rangswarthy just says, "This stump, it seems strange."
She walks over to the
Shaye
stump.
walks up to...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, Shaye walks up to the stump and examines it closely. I was going to do a perception check or an investigation check, I guess.
You just perceive that it's some type of magical stump.
Oh,
Ivetta
cool.
again cautions them to be careful not to touch it.
The Dryad approaches the stump and says, "You have no need to fear woodland magic when clearly you are approaching it with an attitude of assisting nature." She caresses the stump and says, "This was chopped down by humans in the wood and has yet to grow back because it was poisoned by the hatred of our time." But she reaches into the stump and pulls out what looks like a quiver and hands it to Ivetta and says, "A reward for your kindness and compassion," and then kind of does this weird fey mystical poofiness and fades into non-existence, and all you can hear is a really intense bird chirping sound, and it just sounds like nature if it were one sound all at once, and then she's gone.
Runewood's eyes get very, very wide and glittery, and he mutters, "I like poofiness."
Nice.
That holds arrows.
It's magical. Can you do Chris, can you tell us more about this quiver?
You will have to do a history check or some spell to identify what magic it contains.
Well, heck.
Oh, this is a magic.
I'm gonna do a history check first to see if I can figure anything out.
Okay.
First.
I rolled a 1.
You are.
You see that she picked up a very beautiful quiver, and you're like, "Wow, that's a nice quiver."
That's a nice
Based on my
quiver.
knowledge of history, that it came out of a stump.
Yes, you remember, wow, this must be the quiver that came out of a stump.
Wait, my turn. History check on this quiver.
Yes.
19.
Yeah, okay. So being a wizard of vast intellect and many years of studious reading of random artifact, you recognize this as the Quiver of Alona. Quite an amazing artifact that anyone who uses ranged weapons would utilize. As that it has magic properties to hold more than what it appears. It should hold.
Rangswarthy begins to drool.
Oh, Rangswarthy has a quiver already.
Yes, your map
Not a
case.
magical one.
Okay, so there's no details further than that.
You don't know exactly what it does, but that it's a very infamous quiver of magical property.
Infamous, so it's bad.
Well, okay, it's a very famous quiver. Sorry, you're right. I shouldn't use infamous that way.
Okay, cool.
And you know,
Very
Ilona
cool.
is an elven woman who is known for her magic and archery. She's a goddess of forests, woodlands, flora, fauna, and fertility.
Mm.
Ciil is going to walk up to Ivetta and kind of give her a friendly pat on the back and be like, Ilona, I know much about that. My mother used to be living in a village that deified her greatly. It's a great honor to be holding a quiver that is blessed by her.
Good to know the history of that. Thanks for watching.
Rangswarthy takes his quiver off and just compares it side by side. Nods with approval at both.
Yeah. Your quiver, while it isn't magical, is definitely has character.
Can I do like a perception check to see if there's anything else in this area that we're in before we move on, or even like maybe towards the next area?
You don't have to do a check. You perceive that this area seems magically protected for any creature that resides in this like dome of woodland magic, where that people passing through may not notice you, and you could sleep soundfully.
So when everyone else, or when has anyone else rested, or is there a need for a rest? This is Waywocket asking.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. Oh, I'm good.
No need. I say we continue on.
Yes.
Rangswarthy can just carry you. It was magical. He was very cozy.
Ivetta asks Ciil if he needs some good berries.
He makes sure that no one else is listening.
How many would you take?
I'll take as many as you'll give me.
Okay. How about 5?
I'll take 5 then.
It is.
Ciil tosses him down the hatch and is nourished
Okay.
exceedingly.
So where are you guys going next? Just continuing west?
Are these berries something you can find in the wild?
No.
It's a spell that she has.
Oh, so cool. All right, Ivetta, lead us.
Is that all the stump?
The
Can
stump,
do, or
the
is
stump
there
no
other-
longer appears magical and looks
Okay.
like a regular stump.
Just curious.
Look at you being.
Yeah,
I will.
let us proceed west.
Yes, west we go.
North or south on this tile piece?
Let Ivetta decide.
Where?
North.
Okay. You guys pass through this 5-mile piece with no issues and no new signs of any activity.
Okay. Let's proceed forward.
Okay. 1 second.
Ciil begins singing a marching song in orc.
As you pass through this tile, you stop because you hear cajoling and rambunctious, loud voices coming through the wood. Again, you are all stealthed because of your ranger, and you watch as a goblin party is passing in front of you. It looks like a patrol of some kind, and they do not see you.
Heading which direction?
They are heading south.
South
towards Phandalin.
Perhaps we could lead them to the orcs, and perhaps they would fight.
Yeah, like 20 miles away.
Hey, don't fight us. There are orcs over there.
What if they'll lead us to the castle? They touch up.
Can Desmos roll a perception check to see how many there are?
You perceive that there are 15 goblins.
Oh boy.
Desmos, if you're even paying attention, you can see that Desmos has his sword half drawn and slowly creeping.
Alright, Ciil is standing beside him and is very observant because he knows how much Desmos absolutely despises goblins, and so he is going to place the palm of his hand on the pommel of Desmos' sword as he's pulling it out of the sheath and slowly slide it back in.
As much as Desmos hates it, he's gonna concede because he knows that they're headed towards the greater evil.
Ciil nods and gives him a knowing look. Good call. Good man.
Rangswarthy goes over to Shaye and asks, "Do you think there's a way you could distract one of them? Maybe at the rear of their party, and maybe we could capture one."
Quietly, just like abduct one, you mean?
Yeah.
Ah.
Distract? I don't think distract would be the right way to go.
I don't know if distracting sounds like a good idea, but
just distract and then abduct.
Yeah, like chokeholding
No
one.
No distracting, just abducting. Okay, fine.
I would be happy to, as long as the group is in agreement, if that's what we want. But that does mean that we have to haul around a goblin with us.
She's not.
Oh, we don't need to haul anything.
You might shriek a little bit. Yeah, maybe we should stay concealed for now.
I think it would be.
Spell.
As long as Ivetta is leading the way, as much as I hate to say it, I think we are heading in the right direction. I don't think there's any need to abduct one of these useless, brainless creatures.
I agree with Desmos. I think the only reason these goblins could be of use to us is if they lead us to Cragmaw Castle. But with under Ivetta's direction, I think we'll be just fine.
Agreed.
What do you think?
Agreed. Yeah.
The goblins continue south on their patrol, which is indeed the direction you would need to head at this point.
Then how about we follow behind them?
Vamos.
How about we follow behind them?
Well, we can at least follow their tracks.
So at this point, you're at a crossroads. Continue to Thunder Tree or head south to Cragmaw Castle.
I say the castle.
Yeah, I sort of feel like we should just head to the castle.
We've had too many delays up to this point.
Rika, come here.
All right.
What are you doing?
How, do you guys want to just let this scouting party pass, and then you'll just continue south?
Yeah, we'll kind of follow them
Okay.
at a safe distance.
You follow them at a safe distance until you arrive at. 1 second.
At?
Oh wow, we followed them a long way.
Yep. Cragmaw Castle, which is right here on the map.
So
so
if we
close
had
earlier.
followed last staff, we would have gone directly to it.
Wow, so we were like 3 miles away from Frank.
If we hadn't gone to Phandelver.
The past is behind us. It's like the stump.
The history thereof.
Alright, do we have another map for Cragmaw?
Whoa.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look.
Oh,
Another map.
a white map.
Open sesame. Oh, that's a big castle. Well, it's not that big, but it's pretty big.
Look, everybody.
Brazil.
Give me a second, I'm just getting the non-white version in here.
Yeah, I hope you guys are all ready to face a wizard.
How many foes do we perceive occupy this castle?
None,
We
since
don't
they're all
know.
inside.
Okay.
You perceive
like
none
a-
enemies.
It's like a Lord Farquaad castle. Just can't see anything.
It's a
It's
castle
empty
with
inside.
certain areas that seem, decrepit. But other than the decrepit areas, you notice there is activity for sure. Is that better?
Yeah.
So there's smoke and there's clanging noises,
There's
like typical castle
an
noises.
arrow slit and a brazier and a broken door and a concealed door and a curtain.
So would we be approaching it from the north side of the castle then?
So you are approaching it from the north side of the castle, and it is kind of up to you how you choose to, if you want to walk around it, you're welcome to.
Did we see
Right.
the goblins enter the castle?
You do see them they continue on a patrol past the castle.
All right, Ciil is going to try and scale one of the walls to scout the top of it. What?
Pick a tall one, Ciil. Pick a tall spot.
All right, so Ciil takes a running start and begins
Wait.
sprinting.
Wait, Desmos stops him and holds him out a rope. If you get up there, you can at least secure this.
Thank you, man, I say, smacking it out of his hands in a jovial manner. But I've already got one.
You
All
might
right, so
need
you
two, depending on how high you go.
That is a good point.
Can Desmos roll a perception check to see how high the walls are?
The wall is quite high, and it seems impractical that someone would be able to climb up it without being seen. You guys, I'm going to start you off at a distance to the castle. So no one at the castle can see you yet. You have no weight in the game as of right now. But the way you start to approach the castle will affect how this turns out. So I'm just giving you that opportunity that it's a castle that other people the enemies can see out into the area, and that's obvious to you that there is this is not a regular Cragmaw Castle. Seems to be very
Fortified.
It's fortified. There's obviously some level of
Watchtowers.
like King Groll doesn't take it. He takes it very seriously.
We've seen already, the patrols, the big parties of patrols passing too, so we sort of know.
All right.
And that,
Can we-
but I
can
guess
we
the point
proceed?
is that that's obvious to you from your time outside the castle. You can see that is the case.
Can we do
All right.
perception check on if there is any approach that's more concealed, or where the watchtowers are?
You can circle the castle and see the different locations that are entrance-able.
I say
Before
we
we
do
do
so.
that, Desmos is going to propose. He's going to point at Shaye and Ivetta. I'd say I have experience with these matters. I have assaulted many a fortified location, goblin and orc both, and the best. I believe the best action would be to take our most stealthy individuals, party members, and have them both circle the castle to find the weak point, and then we can enter from there.
Maybe there's a
Ciil-
dungeon or something we can enter from underneath.
Uh,
Your logic
Ciil
is
pouts
sound.
a little.
I'm up for it.
So as you approach the northern side of the castle, you do see that there is what looks like a tower that's almost completely collapsed. Although the ground floor still has open space, all you can see is light flickering through what seems to be some cloth door put in the opening that you could pass through.
Dangerous.
That seems very suspicious. It's probably heavily guarded or trapped in some way.
Ciil is going to squint his eyes and do a perception check on the cloth.
You see that it is made out of cloth, and it does seem to be an oversight, as it looks like it is an entrance that wasn't always there, and they just put canvas over it to kind of cover it up.
Shaye, would you mind taking a closer look for us? I don't think anyone else has the means of getting close enough without making a racket.
Should I be rolling for stealth?
I'm sorry, Hannah, I couldn't hear you.
Am I rolling for stealth, or do I just roleplay?
You can just roleplay.
Okay. Shaye gets low to the ground and crawls on her hands and knees over to the cloth-covered opening to perceive a little bit closer.
As you peel back the cloth, you see rotting crates and ancient barrels that probably at one time provisions were stored in, and nobody in the room.
She crawls back to her group of friends and relays the information. There seems to be some old guys that are rotting, but there's no people in there. I think we could check it out and see if it's a way to get in.
It's unguarded.
As far as I could see.
Then by all means, let's crack on.
Was it enchanted or trapped in any way?
I didn't observe any enchantments, but I also don't have much of a sensitivity to that. I think we'd need someone else for that job.
It's strange that the provisions were all expired.
Well, to my knowledge, goblins and orcs mostly sustain themselves on meat and humans. Meat is meat! That's gonna be a meme from now on, by the way, Eli.
What?
Meat is meat!
Okay, I'm glad you guys liked it. That's funny.
Well, Desmos is gonna draw his sword and shield and beckon everybody towards the opening stealthily.
Assuming we can reach that as stealthily as Shaye.
You all
Ciil
stealthily approach the canvas, peel back the canvas door, and enter what seems to be an open room.
Oh, an open room! Oh, and a door!
And another squiggly door.
Yeah, what is that?
A curtain.
Oh, it's
Curtain.
okay. So, is this rubble impassable terrain?
It is not impassable. I just added it for effect.
Yeah, because you did say the tower was all crashed down.
Yes, it is the best pile of rocks I could find in my DM's toolkit.
Do you make these maps?
I do make these maps.
That's awesome. Impressive. Where did you put the dice?
It takes an absurd amount of time. Like, I think I spent an entire Sunday prepping as many maps as I could.
How do you do that?
What do you mean?
How do you draw them? Do you use it by hand?
Oh, I don't draw these maps. I'm so sorry.
How do you put them together?
Just using the Tabletop Simulator program.
Ah, cool.
Excellent.
Excellent. Wow.
So, can we walk in and do a perception check on the other doorways?
Sure. Like, so you guys are all in this room now.
Yeah, Desmos is gonna creep up this pile of rubble a little bit.
It is too high to climb over, but you can get to a specific height. It doesn't seem as though it will be beneficial.
Okay, so it's just really steep. It's just steep pile of rubble.
It's just a steep pile of rubble that's being used as a wall.
Oh, okay.
Rangswarthy suggests that we may be able to deceive our enemies, if we may still portray ourselves as red brands, and inform them of the slaughter that took place in Phandelver.
Desmos raises his hand quickly. I don't think that would be wise, as much as I would like to believe that it would work. But if you recall, the wizard had hired bugbears, and the red brands seemed to be perturbed by that alliance. I don't think there's any stake between the two.
The Red Brands explicitly said that they had no dealings whatsoever with Pragma Castle. They only had a knowledge of it.
But we still might be able to deceive them if we inform them of the red brand slaughter that happened, and we may assume the identity of a party sent to seek restitution for the damage.
But my friend, will still be under heavy scrutiny and will be surrounded by them. We won't have the element of surprise.
Exactly. The other thing is, if red brands show up in a heavily fortified castle without notice, I think they would take notice.
I think you're all forgetting a very key bit of information. If the wizard was doing tests on our new friends here, Malik and Oris, then he would recognize them almost immediately if we were brought to him. It seems like an unwise idea.
I only meant to that it might be a brief distraction to give us a window to attack if someone questions us.
I think the element of surprise would be a little more valuable.
Yeah, no, I don't mean just waltzing out there. I just mean...
Runewood wants to take pause, and I don't know if I would need to do a perception check on my companions to see if anyone's wounded, or I guess I could just...
You don't need to use a perception check, but I guess you would be able to notice who is wounded.
By the blood on the floor.
By just you're traveling as a party, you're attuned enough as a healer that you would be able to recognize that. I actually don't know where people's health is at right now, so.
Ciil's just over there bleeding as we walk around, leaving a trail.
Right, that's what I want. Then since I don't need to do a check, then Runewood is going to approach Ciil, and also within earshot of everyone else, just state that we're in dangerous territory and unknown territory. I think we should go in at full health if possible.
Rangswarthy chimes in. On a scale of 0 to 36, I feel about 31.
Nice. That's fucking hilarious.
Super smooth there, Rings. Where are they? So Runewood eyes Ciil and waits for a response, since he's obviously wounded.
Ciil makes a face that I cannot portray over a remote connection, but he makes a sort of sheepish face and then concedes that he is actually quite wounded.
Allow me to cure your wounds then, Ciil.
Very well, he says. I appreciate the offer.
Alright, then I'm going to use Cure Wounds on Ciil, which is 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier. Let's see. Alright, that would be... Okay, so I rolled a 5. And then spellcasting ability modifier is Wisdom, which I think is 2, unless it's gone up. Shoot, where's my chart? So that would be 7.
Nice. So 7 total?
Yeah, I wish I could do more. Just
Worry not, my friend. I'm feeling better already. Perhaps in this ensuing battle I can repay you.
Huzzah.
Okay, then that uses up
May
one of
it
my.
be in goblin blood.
Waywocket wants to inquire if everyone is wearing armor. Is there
Ciil.
anyone not wearing armor?
Ciil barks a laugh. I never wear armor. I don't need it.
Runewood gives you a strange look as he just cured your wounds.
And then Ciil realizes what he just said and doesn't speak for the next 5.5 minutes.
Sounds good. I'm gonna hold you to that, Ciil.
That's 5.5 in-game minutes, which means
Yes.
times 6 for each minute.
Waywocket, why do you ask?
I have mage armor that I can use, and I was wondering if there was a willing creature who wanted to be wearing mage armor.
Well, how long does mage armor last for, though?
8 hours.
Damn, girl.
I have 11. I'm not sure how.
That's hilarious. Good on you for thinking about that.
And also, yeah. Steel.
My armor,
Shaye?
like don't we all start out with armor? So how does
I
Steel not
definitely
have
don't.
Yeah, some people don't have armor, but most of you should.
it? Gotcha.
Monks
Runewood
excel- Sorry.
No, that's all right. Runewood asks Waywocket if it would be best for her to don the mage armor.
She ain't wearing no armor, yo.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So I was thinking about that too, but I'm not one of the like front runner, put myself into danger people like Steel, and this would give him a definite boost in strength ability.
Not getting beat
Except
all
when
the time.
you run into
Yeah,
When you run-
Runewood sees the sense in this.
Rangswarthy.
Runewood looks at Ciil in his bloody demeanor.
Hey, Elias.
What's
so
up?
the monk class, I get debuffs when I wear armor. So would that be the same with mage armor, or is it physical armor?
Physical armor.
Oh, okay.
Because
Sweet.
it requires touching a willing creature who isn't currently wearing armor.
Ah, I see.
All right. Well, I'm going to just gently put my hand on Seal's shin. And
Be
a
careful.
protective force surrounds you.
Is that the highest you could
And
reach?
for 8 hours. Yes, it is.
and he gets 2+
I
to
actually
AC.
don't know how tall Seal might be. Say it
So
again.
you're... Go ahead, sorry.
No, Tuck asked something.
I asked if it was +2 to AC.
I'm reading that mage armor makes your AC 13 plus your dexterity modifier. So his armor class would go from 15 to 16.
Oh. But that didn't buff you super hugely, but that's cool.
It's still something.
It's better than 15.
It is.
Ciil nods in appreciation, silently.
Okay. It is.
Rangswarthy loots the room. So.
Rangswarthy finds no loot.
All right.
This is as you try to loot the room, you perceive that this is clearly an area where the like it is just not utilized. Obviously the like tower has collapsed in on itself, is full of rubble. It seems like it'd be more work than it's worth to clear it out. And so they have obviously left it to be forgotten to time.
I kind of missed. Were there old provisions? Like are there like rancid provisions?
Yes, you open. Well, not so much rancid as much as like just. I mean, extremely perished. Like long since before even the Cragmaw band of goblins were living here. It's been long since rotten away.
All right, then Runewood walks over and grabs a hunk of moldy bread and looks at Rangswarthy, who's rummaging around looking for loot. And so Runewood tosses the hunk of bread and throws it at his head. and says priceless.
And Rangswarthy turns around and says, "Aye," and looks over at Shaye and says, "Do you have any instruments that might be helpful in looking under that eastern door?"
Like a
Being as you're
stethoscope.
Thukenwald.
Like a stethoscope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
She's got a
you
mirror. Doesn't she?
Hold on,
She has
sorry.
a little mirror. Doesn't she have a little mirror?
What?
I just walked into a wall, so I'm recovering.
Like
in real
you
life,
did
you
that
walk-
in real life?
Yeah.
Why? Okay.
You okay, Hannah?
Yeah. I'm
Hannah,
okay.
you're not supposed to like
I
come to
had
D&D
just-
drunk.
You okay?
Bathroom, and then it was dark in the hallway, and I just walked into the wall. So,
Classic Hannah.
anyway. What was your question, Matt? I'm sorry.
I was just asking, do you have anything useful for, like, if you've got a mirror or something to look under the door? I mean, I guess
So
we can
just to
stealthily-
help you guys understand the layout of this room, this is a door that you see that's obvious. This is a pile of rubble that you can see over, and if you were to climb it, you would see like the other section of this area as well. Like it's not an impassable pile of rubble.
And next to that pile of rubble is a curtain.
A
Is that
curtain, right here is the curtain. So if you were to go through the curtain or climb the rubble, and that both are options.
They scampers up the rubble pile to look over before looking through her pack to find something for the door.
So stealthy perception check.
Yeah, stealthily.
Stealthily, of course.
Yep.
She's lying on her stomach, peering over the edge.
Which is what you perceive.
Another curtain. Like that curtain.
More curtains.
Oh, you just perceived that way.
Yes, sorry, you perceive this area. Another curtain that's the passable, but since you're above, you can see over these little rubble piles into this other hall over here as well.
What about the other way? What about over here?
That goes into a standing wall, so it's rubble piled up into the wall.
Oh, okay, my bad.
So you have
Alright.
quite a few doors.
Lots of options. Sig calls down quietly to the rest of the group. It looks like we've got some more doorways this way and more rubble. So it's just a matter of which direction we'd like to go.
I say east.
I agree. There's no need to
Well, can
expose ourselves.
she come look under that door?
Sure.
In the room we're already in?
I don't know if I have mirrors. Hold on. What's in the thieves' tools, Elias? Is that just like
I would say that Thieves'
pick lock
Tool
and stuff?
has the Thieves' Toolkit has a little hand mirror.
Okay.
You
Also-
check your mirror under the door, and you perceive a hallway with another door.
Oh boy, this is creepy.
Seems like whoever designed this castle
Well,
likes hallways
if,
and
if-
doors.
If these halls are anything like the Red Brand halls, the Arno may have some more surprises for us.
Well, be careful. I will. Do we want to go through this door, guys?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do a perception check on like booby traps or whatever.
Sure. Is the door unlocked?
The door is unlocked.
Okay. Say opens it slowly, and then we'll do a perception check for any traps or
You perceive no traps. However, you do hear some muffled grunting as though someone has heard your presence, and you have moments to react.
Oh dear.
All right, Ciil is going to rush forward and place himself in front of Shaye. Oh boy.
Runewood's gonna arm himself with the mace.
Desmos is going to pull them all back into the room.
Rangswarthy readies his longsword, his talon longsword.
In front, like past the door? Or
well, I think we're all.
Yeah. Wait. So did Hannah cross the threshold?
I just imagined that she opened the door. I didn't think that she walked into the hallway.
No,
Okay,
I
so
just opened the door.
I'm standing right in front of her. Or maybe
Actually,
I will duck.
Runewood says that we're close enough to the exit that we could take shelter in the woods.
What a cowardly thing to do. Ciil says
Yes.
his.
It is.
wait. Shaye.
They climb
You
down
see a hobgoblin whip open this curtain and come trembling out into the hall.
Yep.
What was
Runewood
Desmos
shrugs.
saying?
It was an idea.
Kind of
So Desmos is gonna sneak.
turns and sees the door open.
Is it wide open or just cracked?
It's cracked. Sees the door open and moves to investigate it.
Rangsworthy gets a rope. Rangsworthy gets a rope ready to strangle him with, so that he can't make a sound.
All right, that's fair.
Any
Ciil
any
sees
other
that
last second actions?
Yes, Desmos is gonna draw his sword and he's back to the wall, right next to the door.
All right, so Ciil and Desmos are going to have their backs to the wall on either side, and Rangsworthy is standing in front with the rope.
Yeah, Runewood's gonna drag Oris and Malik to take shelter, like behind the barrels or something.
Okay,
Who
yeah,
are
we'll just pretend Oris and Malik they're complying with whatever you guys are doing.
And I'm
Stay
ready to
slightly up on the rubble pile to get a good vantage point.
The hobgoblin grabs the door handle, kind of pulls it open a little bit, and takes one step into the room.
And I strangle him, or I attempt to.
Okay. I guess he's surprised. So your initial attempts at strangling work. He is at least captured by your rope. He attempts to fight it with a strength check, and he does not roll very well. So he fails. He is so surprised by your immediate aggressive maneuver that he succumbs to your rope attack, and at least falls unconscious.
Runewood's gonna step forward and go ahead and put his dagger between his ribs.
Ah.
Oh.
Wow. All right.
Rangsworthy slits his throat just so that he can't make a sound.
Desmos will follow by stabbing it in the head.
That hobgoblin is so dead, it's not even funny.
Yep.
Ciil just stares aghast.
Yeah, it's a very dead hobgoblin.
It's a hobgoblin.
Sorry,
However, it was not alone, and another hobgoblin starts making his way into the hall because you never travel alone, and in the world is dangerous out there.
Rangsworthy whispers to Ciil. Rangsworthy whispers to Ciil, "Speak Goblin," and he drags the body of the other goblin past the door and lets it swing mostly closed.
Yeah, so Ciil is going to speak in Goblin, in kind of a rough, grunty sort of voice. There's nothing here.
Okay. The hobgoblin responds, "Okay, then let's go back and finish our meal," and turns around.
Quick, come with me! Come, quick!
As soon as Desmos hears the footsteps approach, like where he thinks it's right in front of the door, he's gonna stab through the door.
Oh.
Okay. Approaches the door, grabs the handle as a sword appears through the wood, and stabs the hobgoblin in the chest.
And Rangsworthy slits his throat.
Okay.
The door?
The door was cracked. The door was cracked, so I...
All right. You slit the throat of the hobgoblin. Both hobgoblins are very dead.
Desmos drags the hobgoblin into the room and slops it on top of the other one.
All right.
Rangswarthy says, "Is anyone
Hobgoblins.
goblin size that wants to masquerade in goblin armor? Or do they have armor clothing?"
They wear basic armor. It's not an upgrade, and it's pretty stinky and gross.
Runewood would like to loot the bodies.
You find pouches of silver, 15 pieces on one and 12 on the other.
All right.
What is a hobgoblin?
Right here.
No, I know, but what are they?
Hobgoblins are essentially...
As opposed to a regular goblin.
Yeah. Hobgoblins are just like larger goblins, and they have like more of a orc style battle culture. Like if goblins are weak and cowardly and kind of like petty, hobgoblins are like what a goblin might aspire to be one day. It's like a bigger, more intelligent, competent version of what a goblin is.
I don't know. Those two went down pretty quickly.
Yeah,
so,
well,
like,
they weren't expecting to be
The element of surprise was 6
besieged
people.
into the night. Yeah,
Yeah.
they not everybody like gets up from their meal and gets a sword through their doorway into their chest.
Yeah. That's awesome.
All right, well you're standing on and yeah, continue.
We go through the curtains that don't make so much noise,
Alright, so we
or do we want to go through the doorways anyway?
Yeah, Desmos is gonna go through the doorway and peek around this wall here.
Ciil is rather astounded at his lack of injuries.
Nice.
armor.
As you look around, yeah, mage armor, nice. As you look around the corner, you see a curtain, and in front of you, you see what seems to be a very sturdy door.
In front of the curtain?
No, there's a curtain
No, right
and
here.
a door. The door is sturdy. The curtain is made of like deteriorating yucky cloth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ground.
Ivetta proceeds to follow Desmos.
What's that?
Ivetta follows Desmos.
Ivetta, I'll cover the door if you want to take a peek behind that curtain.
Okay. I'm not super stealthy, but I will do my best. Let me see if I'm stealthy. Is that dexterity?
No, it's a stealth check. So you roll a d20
What do you
and
have?
then add that. 5, that's
That
great.
is great. That is one of the best you can get.
I'm good at stealth. Proficiency in stealth +5.
So who's doing what?
It's a 1. Oh, jeez.
Who rolled a 1?
5.
Stas rolled a 1 +5 for a stealth check.
As you approach the curtain, you whip it aside, not being stealthy whatsoever, and see an empty guard barracks.
Rangswarthy says, "What do you see?" Whisper.
An empty room with lots of beds and a campfire in the middle.
Rangswarthy motions for the others to follow.
The others
Seems-
do.
Can we come in and loot this room? Can we?
Yeah, let's loot it.
Check
may.
under the pillows.
You see a
Yeah,
stone
turn over the
brazier
beds
full
and
of
stuff.
coals glowing in the middle of the room. 4 straw pallets lined along the east wall. The wall to the south has collapsed, but a barred wooden door in that direction is still clear. A curtain hangs in the archway to the north.
And there's unfinished hobgoblin dinner.
There is. It does not look appetizing.
Rangswarthy beckons for Shaye at the next.
Yeah.
I dropped into oblivion. Where'd I go?
You're right here. Sorry.
Okay.
You dropped into oblivion. Yeah, I think if even a portion of you falls into this, you're hidden.
Crazy. But this is another doorway right here, right?
It is, yes.
Do we want to continue going south, or do we want to head east as planned?
I believe it wise if we clear this.
Oh, okay. I missed that other door. Okay, yeah. Let's go all the way east. Rangswarthy just smacks his head and says, "What was it?"
Oh.
They once more poked her little mirror underneath the closed door to get a look around.
As you approach the door with your mirror, you feel it's like when you try to touch two magnets together, and you sense that there's something supernatural occurring as you try to approach the door with your mirror. You go under the door, it like repels your hand away from putting your hand under the door.
There's something strange about this, you guys. Have you ever had two magnets? No, anyway. There seems to be some sort of magical force happening. I don't really understand it. Maybe one of you wizards can come check it out.
Don't touch it. Let the wizards fire.
Let the wizard.
Do I have to use one of my spells to check this out, or is there like just something
Probably be like an
other than
arcane
that I can do?
You could do an arcane check or cast a spell to
Okay.
know intimately what's going on.
Yeah. Can I just try the arcane check?
Yeah, sure.
So what do I roll? D20?
Yes, a d20. And then you would add your arcane knowledge.
17.
Yeah, so
Total.
is that plus the 6?
Yeah.
Okay, so you recognize this as the spell Arcane Lock, and you understand that this door has been locked magically.
Is there any way to undo it?
Waywocket knows that the spell Arcane Lock exists. She understands what it does, but doesn't know the intimate details of it because she does not know the spell.
Do not know the spell. However, I don't have anything to help with this.
We go
Rangswarthy,
south then?
Rangswarthy just wants to check very stealthily up these rocks to see if he can see over them.
You cannot. It is a steep wall of rubble.
Oh, okay. Desmos.
Yep.
It seems to me that in order to get past this door, we have to kill whatever enchanted it, and to begin with.
Yarno.
Exactly.
Most likely.
I say we try and break it down anyway. There's no harm in
I
trying.
know for a fact that arcane lock is not something you can break through.
Do you know?
And Runewood says too much noise anyway.
Wait, wouldn't Waywocket know that it can be broken, Elias?
Waywocket would know that it can be broken, but that it would be very unlikely that one of you is capable of doing so, as it seems like a sturdy door to begin with.
Desmos begins unscrewing the hinges and pulls the door out. I'm just kidding.
Nice. Busts out his trusty screwdriver.
I mean,
Better be
is
a
that
magic.
something that we could do? Like, could I try picking the lock, or is that not?
You can try picking the lock. Like it is something that you can attempt.
Sure, I mean, I might as well.
Okay, go ahead.
So attempt it. Okay, do I roll?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
You're gonna have to roll a nat 20 on this.
Or a 2. I could roll a 2.
No,
Yeah.
that's not going to work.
As you put your lock-picking tools into the door, you feel them shaking violently, and as you pull them out, it seems like they've been magically crushed out of their ordinary shape.
Oh.
Yikes.
Whoops.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't put your hand in there.
Right.
Can someone magically fix my thieves' tools?
They don't seem irreparable, but it is enough damage that you feel like you probably shouldn't do that again.
Alright, since that door is sealed. Wait a second.
Is there any
Is there
way
any
to,
way
like,
we could
tell?
is there any way we could rig this door with like, sound trap of any kind? I don't want anything that's possibly inside to come out and ambush us from behind.
I missed that. What did you say?
Desmos asks if anybody has any kind of like sound trap device or anything that they could plant in front of the doorway, so that nobody comes up from behind.
Rangswarthy has fishing wire fishing line that he got on the way out of Phandelver. And but he lacks a bell.
What about like caltrops or something?
Hey, I have those. I think Rangsworthy has a whole bunch too.
Yeah, you have like 2 sacks.
Yeah, I have 40. We both have 40 caltrops. But that wouldn't be like a noise thing. That would just slow them down.
Well, that would make someone scream.
Whoever opened the door and stepped on them would probably make a sound.
True.
Steal.
All right, I'll scatter some. Where do you want to put them?
Caltrops are kind of gray and blend in with the stone, right?
Well, how often do you step out of a doorway and look at the ground?
Right.
I kick stuff all over my house because I don't see it.
Yeah, caltrops it is.
All right, are we putting it here or here?
No, like in front of the doorway.
In front of the enchanted door.
Okay.
It's like that cat when you put this in the trap.
So we have fishing line and what else in front of there?
Well, we don't have anything that I know of that would be jingly to attach to the fishing line unless somebody has some busted lockpicking.
A crowbar, and then once they pull it, we could hear the crowbar clanging on the tile.
The crowbar we left in.
On the ground.
I mean, don't we already have?
Rangswarthy goes and grabs some shards of armor from fallen goblins and ties. You find some lightweight pieces and then ties fishing line between the two and stretches it across the opening of the.
You rig what seems to be a very like a very adequate looking sound alarm if someone were to open this door.
What did Shaye, what did you put in front of it?
Well, I haven't put anything in front of it yet. I mean, it doesn't seem like we need caltrops if we already have this noise thing.
No, caltrops aren't good. Save your caltrops.
Save your 120 caltrops. While everybody's rigging the traps, Desmos is just gonna step up here and peek through the arrow slit.
You look out. You look out onto the grassy knoll in which the castle resides. You see small camps of goblins, like little outposts in the area, and you are grateful that you did not attempt to circle the castle.
While this is happening,
How many do you
meditate
Meditating
by the fire. Yes.
How many do you see? Desmos, how many do you see?
Oh. Whoops.
It's a pretty fortified encampment. It's a good fortune that we did not decide to explore around the walls of the castle.
So
many
there's
eyes.
one more like room behind us, or is that outside of the
We
castle?
couldn't scale the rubble. We couldn't scale the rubble to view that.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I missed that one.
Looks
Yep.
like some kind of. All right.
At it before creaking it open slowly.
So you're just opening this door right away?
No, I'm listening first.
Oh no.
Oh, you're listening? You hear...
Yeah.
You don't hear anything super... Like, you can't quite place what it sounds like, but it just sounds like movement of air.
Whooshing.
It sounds like whooshing of air. Rhythmic whooshing of air.
Rhythmic
Put it on a
whooshing.
CPAP machine.
Yeah, someone's on a CPAP machine.
Rangswarthy asks Malik to do a perception check since she has wings to see if it sounds like a.
Ooh. Look at you.
Malik does not perceive that it sounds like wings, but something breathing.
I called it.
Woo. Rhythmic
Whoosh.
air noises.
Rangswarthy asks Shaye, you have that mirror.
Do indeed. Shaye once more whips out her trusty hand mirror and slowly shoves it under the door.
You place the mirror under the door, and the room is pitch dark.
All right, so Ciil abruptly stands up from his meditation at the fire and exclaims, "What better honor than to murder a dragon or perhaps a deadlier monster? Let's take it down."
How would you know what she saw? She didn't even say anything yet.
What, who saw?
Shaye.
Shaye didn't see anything.
How do you know?
What she perceived.
Got
The noise.
We can hear you told Malik to do it.
She listened at the door.
Yeah.
Heard the rhythmic breathing. It's not
Everyone knows that it's something breathing. Only Shaye knows that it's a pitch dark room.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Shaye, can you see anything in the room?
Fortunately, everything is black. She whispers back to the group. I can't hear anything. I mean, see anything. We're gonna have to proceed with caution.
Looks into the room. I can't hear anything.
About right.
Hey, wait. Hannah's a half elf. She has dark vision.
Ah, that's true. You're totally right. My bad. How, I guess, like, with the mirror... So, awkwardly, you see what looks to be a very furry, giant creature laying with its back towards the door. You can't quite figure out what it is, just that it's a large animal.
When when Shaye looks away from her mirror, she sees Ciil bent down right beside her, staring at her intently. What do you see? What do you see? He asks.
No, can I have a hoodie and some water?
Yeah. Where's your hoodie?
Thank you. I'll take any hoodie, really.
Okay.
Sorry.
Seems to be some sort of a
I hope Blue goes and gets you a hoodie that's Shira's. That would be great.
What's that? A hoodie
hope
that's
that,
Shira's?
Yeah. I hope
Shira's
that's
hoodie.
Yeah.
Hoodie.
What was that, Hannah?
You're gonna wear Iva's hoodie.
Oh, it seems to be some sort of furry beast alive. When you say large, do you mean like large as in like cow-sized or like dog-sized or like...
Larger even than a cow.
Larger than a cow.
Yes.
Okay.
No. Do we? That asks.
Give me 1 second. I'm putting on a hoodie.
They're also like $1.25 for a bag of them.
Ivetta asks the group, do we want to go in abruptly and kill the beast, or I have a special power to be able to talk to any animal?
All right, I'm back. What are we doing?
Ooh, yes. You
I
better
don't think
try
it'd be
that.
wise to compromise our position. If it's
we
a
wake
creature, it could make a lot of noise and alert the entire castle to its presence, and we'd be trapped.
Rangswarthy nods.
Might be
to
smart.
Desmos.
It might be
I
smart to let
agree.
Ivetta try.
I say
Runewood
Out of that room.
Runewood asks if maybe it would be a good idea to continue elsewhere and even perhaps bar the door.
Wait. I have an idea. I remember mention of a book with some concoctions. Maybe we can use one of those concoctions to put this creature to sleep with my rations and maybe some poison of some kind.
Or we could kill it.
Rangswarthy says, do you really want to draw all the attention to those camps that Desmos just saw out the window? Do you want them all rushing in this castle after us because we woke this beast?
If you want an honorable death, then by all means.
That's exactly what I want, but I don't want to die just yet. I think we can take it.
Without
Yes,
alerting
can we
the rest
take
of the
everything?
forces.
All at once.
Shaye turns around to Ciil. Do remember that this is not our mission. Our mission is to find the wizard.
Our
Not
mission
slay
is
from
honor.
Is the beast small enough to fit through this door?
The beast is not small enough to fit through the door. However, you are not entirely certain you trust the
Strength.
I guess, like, what would you call it? You don't necessarily trust the infrastructure of the door. Based on the creature's size, you're not quite comfortable standing between, like, you don't want this door to be what's between you and the creature.
Are we sure that there's only one in there?
You are sure there is
Steven?
only one creature in there.
Oh, okay, good.
We do not want to deal with any kind of owl bear or what have you, what may ever be out there. I'd say we proceed room to room elsewhere.
I agree.
I agree.
Ciil is grumpy, but shuffles away from the door, and then points at it very intensely. I'm coming back for you.
Is there? Rangswarthy just asks, is there anyone who thinks they can perceive what type of beast this is? Just
Based on the description,
Ivetta would
Ivetta recognizes this to be an owl bear.
An apple
So
bear.
then what can she tell us of it? I mean, can she tell us anything about it?
I guess, like, Ivetta knows that owlbears are extremely aggressive and ferocious. However, she's unsure. She would be unsure of what, like, this owlbear's purpose is in the castle. Maybe it wants to be released to the wild. Maybe it's been trained to fight intruders. So, like, you have no idea what purposes it's been used for.
Does she know anything about the beast as far as soothing it or taming it or just getting it inside?
I feel like Ivetta, like, as an animal handler, a beast master, would feel like it's possible, however difficult.
Or perhaps this beast's purpose is the same damnable purpose as the Nothic that Glassstaff sent against us last time. Perhaps he's just saving it until we uncover his whereabouts, and then he'll sick the thing on our back.
Well, I've heard legend of owl bears. My sister, a she-dwarf, in fact, encountered one. And the only way they were able to defeat it was by running from it, and another beast slew it. Another great beast.
There's always a bigger thing.
Nice.
Either way, we should leave this door closed and
Do we want to
search
try to bar it with some rubble?
for the blasted wizard.
Is there an enchantment to you wizards could put on, or cleric or wizard could put on the door?
I don't think it would be worth it. Shaye pipes up. There might be another door,
Yeah. Runewood
and it
says
would
that he has
just be a waste
nothing
of
that
spell.
would help, and also that he would save. He'd rather conserve his energy.
Okay, then how about this
Hey.
western door?
You open that door
remembering-
to find this hallway.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Which room did we just investigate?
This one.
The south. The
This one over
southeast-
here?
Yeah.
So not the big black long one.
Are there
Well,
two
here, let
separate
me...
rooms?
I feel like since you guys have seen what's in here, we can delete the fog of war here, and you know what's in this room now.
Okay.
Giant beastie.
Oh, he's scary looking.
Yeah, probably not a good idea to go up against that right now.
Yeah.
Unless we want to be
Cool.
bloodied and bruised before we go up against some
Beyond
magical
any of you.
wizard.
Lie!
So we're back out here
Yes.
through this doorway.
Just have a better shoot arrows through the arrow slits. Just
Kill
slowly
everything.
kill it.
Elias, I have a question about the rubble piles. Is this rubble blocking this, or could we just walk out right there?
It is blocking it. It's not something that you can like climb over. It's more structurally unstable than it is big piles of rubble.
Gotcha.
Like they've hung a curtain between two collapsing parts of the tower,
Okay.
which is this part right here, this curtain.
No.
Hey, do you want to peek around that curtain? Or we already seen that one?
We have not seen behind. Have we seen behind this curtain? Yeah.
Shaye was able to see over it and see this hall back here.
Okay. Right. We should keep on the perimeter of the building so that we're not completely surrounded.
And check for traps often, Ciil offers.
Alright, perception check behind this curtain on traps, like if there's a clear...
It seems
safe
clear.
path. Safe.
Yep.
Doors.
Seems safe.
You also.
Shade, you got that mirror again.
I do. Which one would you like? Which door would you like to check?
Check this southmost door. It looks like an exit.
You need to tell me where you want.
Say does so.
It is indeed an exit from the castle.
Right. How about this west door?
As you approach this door, you hear quite loud sounds of what sounds to be a mess hall of clanging pots, rambunctious yelling of goblins. It's quite loud.
Care to look inside, Shaye, or should we go north next door?
We can't hear you, Hannah. We cannot hear you. Am I the only one that can't hear her?
No,
No.
we
No, I
can't
can't
hear
hear her either.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Shaye moved past Rangswarthy, and though she's getting a little tired of sticking mirrors under doors constantly, she does so once more.
You stick your mirror under the door, and you see the nearest goblins to you at a table, setting what looks like dirty dishware on a table. You see two goblins, you see only two goblins, but you can tell there's more in the room. We can't hear you, Hannah.
Dang it. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what's happening. She slowly removes the mirror and whispers to Rangswarthy, "There seems to be quite a few goblins in the room. I can only see two of them. Looks like they're setting up a dinner or something."
Right, maybe the next door would be best. Rangsworthy relays the information to the rest of the party.
Oh, the next door it is, I guess.
Mister?
I assume you're going to stick your mirror under this door as well?
Yeah.
Ciil is getting sick and tired of this.
Well, you place your mirror under the door, and you see a pitch dark room. You cannot see any creatures in the room, and it's very hard for you to make out anything of significance other that it seems to be some sort of castle chapel or shrine.
No one there.
All right, so Ciil strides forward and kicks the door down.
Okay. So
Why?
you do that, and you reveal a high, narrow hall that looks as if it might have been part of a chapel or shrine at one time. Angelic figures are sculpted along the room's upper reaches, looking down on the floor below. To the north, heavy curtains block a matching pair of archways. Between the archways is cracked but ornately carved stone brazier.
Is that it?
Empty.
Desmos walks in behind Ciil, kind of giving Ciil a side eye.
Ciil smirks in return.
Rangswarthy grabs Ciil by the scruff of his cloak and just says, "Try making that much noise again when they're in the middle of an enemy castle, and you'll feel it later." I'm a jolly fellow.
Ciil does a Han Solo point in Rangsworthy's face and say, "We're wasting time."
Wasting time preserving our lives?
Lives.
Are any of you not in this room?
I think everyone follows.
Sorry. I'm in.
You're good. So as you enter the room, you hear like it sounds like beaks clicking. And what is let me see here.
Please get out.
You're yeah, it's too late.
No.
Does anyone on their character
Quiet.
sheet, does anyone have a passive perception of higher than 14?
No.
I
let me-
think I might.
I do not. I've got 12.
No, mine is 13.
How do you find that? Where
Passive
is
perception is beneath your 6 attributes and your skills. It's
Oh,
the
there we
passive
go.
wisdom.
Higher than what?
14.
I
Yeah.
do. I have 16.
Who has 16?
Rangswarthy.
And Ciil has 15?
It's
Yeah.
wisdom, isn't it?
Passive
Passive wisdom. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, yours is 13.
13.
Wait,
Okay,
where
then
is it?
passive wisdom is beneath your character, your character attributes and your skills.
Yeah, okay, I'm
Ethan-
15.
So is Ciil the only one with a passive perception higher than 14?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you hear this clicking noise, a creature drops from the ceiling onto Desmos, and Ciil is the only one that is not surprised for this encounter. So we're going to go ahead and roll initiative. Hey, sweetie, can you actually bring me notepad and paper? Or is there one in here
Yeah.
still?
No,
All right,
I'll bring you the one I have.
I see one right here, actually, maybe. No, that's looks like a notebook.
I'm gonna get blamed for that.
And this is yours.
I got it.
Should have got this before we started. Thank you. All right, give me 1 second here.
Whoa.
Okay, so go ahead and start giving me your initiatives.
I rolled a 4.
Who is that?
Me.
Wait, who's
Well,
me?
It's 5.
Runewood.
It's Runewood.
Runewood
5
rolled a 4.
plus 1, so 5.
Oh, 5. Okay.
Ciil rolled a total of 22.
22. All right.
Desmos rolled 9 plus 1.
Rangswarthy rolled 14.
14. Okay.
So you're 22.
Yeah. Ivetta rolled a total of 22.
Nice. So when Ciil and Ivetta, you guys determine who goes first in your turns. Okay, I need Waywocket and Shaye still.
So what was this? You initiative is just like that.
D20 plus your initiative in the top of your character sheet.
Okay,
They
15
rolled
total.
a 2
What did you roll?
and A 2
No. Plus your initiative?
plus my initiative, which is 5.
Oh man, that's rough. Okay. You were really surprised.
Was that a 7
I was
total?
very, very surprised.
It was an unorthodox method of entering the room, so she was not prepared for that.
She's so used to putting
Nope.
your
I know. I had gone
And
completely-
Waywocket still waiting on you.
Oh, I said 15.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you.
Get wrecked.
And
So wait, do we know what this thing is?
No, it just dropped on me.
Like, how
Um,
big is it?
1 second, we'll do that in a moment here. Okay, so as each of you are surprised, you will skip a turn except for Ciil, who actually is going to go first anyway, besides besides Ivetta. But as the Grick drops onto you,
Oh my gosh, it's
What
massive.
is that?
it is as it drops onto you, clicking. You recognize it as a worm-like monstrosity known as a Grick. When prey comes near, it uses its barbed tentacles to clutch at you while it eats you with its beak.
Ew.
Ew.
Yeah,
Ground.
gross.
Good
Oh,
lord.
yuck.
Disgusting.
No, there's
So
Wiki-
Ciil, you have your first, even before the Grick.
Alright, so seeing it fall from the ceiling onto Desmos, Ciil is going to attempt to do a hand sword to smack it out of its trajectory.
Okay. It is already on Desmos. I'm sorry.
Okay, well he's going to smack it off Desmos.
Okay, you may attempt to do that. Go ahead and roll a d20 for hit.
You
Oh,
used
dang it.
your initiative to smack.
I got 5.
Yeah, you
I'm
Okay.
gonna
Yeah,
smack
you-
Desmos in the face.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you want to describe how you miss, you definitely miss.
So I missed and end up smacking Desmos' ear, causing him great annoyance and 0 pain.
That's a wise way to finish that sentence.
He
Okay,
was
so
about to
then,
roll like damage on Desmond.
Oh,
then
shut.
Ivetta's turn is skipped because she's surprised. The Grick is now going to go. It is going to attack Desmos with its tentacles.
Give me a
Um,
time.
And it is a, let's see here.
A miss.
It is not a miss unless you have 22 AC.
Dang.
Bull crappery.
Okay, so it hits, does 2d6 plus 2. It does a total of 10 slashing damage, and because of its multi-attack, if it lands a tentacle attack, it can also make a beak attack. And the beak attack, it reaches down to attack you with its beak, but just grabs a piece of armor. So the tentacles do 10 damage to you, but as it tries to bite you with its beak, it just grabs your like shoulder pauldrons and kind of like "Rawr!" You know, it's getting after you, but it doesn't really do anything to you. Now we're skipping Waywocket's turn, Rangswarthy's turn, Desmos' turn, Shaye and Runewood's turn, and now we're back to Ciil's turn.
As if he deserves it.
Well, we'll see what he does this time.
Hopefully.
Alright, let's see. Ciil, missing the first one and smacking his ear, is going to attempt a less forward approach and try to rip one of the tentacles off its face.
Oh, nice.
And he rolls a 12. Do I add anything to that? Plus my dexterity, I guess?
Yeah,
Right?
well, if you roll a 12, it would be like plus whatever, like you're using your hands, right?
Yeah.
So like because you're a monk, you get to add plus 5 to your hand attacks, your unarmed attacks.
Sweet. Okay, so 17.
Yep, that is a hit. And then I guess go ahead and roll like what you would normally roll for your unarmed damage strike stuff.
Be a D4, wouldn't it? Oh,
I think yours
and-
is a D6 because you're a monk.
Oh, nice. Alright, so I got 3.
Plus your
Plus dexterity, which is 6. And then I'm going to spend a key point to do Flurry of Blows to rip off multiple tentacles.
Okay. What does Flurry of Blows do?
So, Flurry of Blows, I will read it. Immediately after you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend a key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action.
Okay, so you'd roll 2 more d6.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So
So you're doing
6,
6 damage plus...
7 damage.
Wait, you rolled a
plus-
1?
What?
Oh, you rolled
No,
a 4 or something?
4. Yeah, 6 plus
Okay, great.
7.
You're doing the math on your own, thank goodness.
Plus... Wait. Hang on. It's a 4 plus... What is it?
Your dexterity is a +3.
Yeah, okay, sweet. Right, and then, so, plus 5. 6 plus 7 plus 5. 18, would that be?
Wasn't it? You said it's 6 plus 7,
Plus
so
5.
13 plus 5, so 18 damage. Okay, yeah, so describe how you rip the tentacles off its face.
I do. So, Ciil reaches forward, grabbing one and tearing it off free, wrenching it from Desmos's writhing form. And then I proceed, after I catch it off guard, to tear it limb from limb, as I guess that'd be 3 times. So I rip 3 of its tentacles off its face as it
Nice.
writhes and bleeds.
So you're ripping the tentacles off, and in its death throes, it attempts to attack you before it feels its inevitable doom is approaching. It rolls a natural 20,
Oh my god!
which is a bummer for you. Let's see here.
He's dead.
It's karma.
Ciil is dead.
So it does 11. So it did 11 damage. What? How does the critical hits work again? Is it? I'm forgetting it. in my brain.
It's double damage, isn't it?
I don't think it's just double damage in general.
You roll the damage die twice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it just rolling the damage die twice?
Yeah, double the damage.
Okay. It does 20 damage to you.
And Ciil is down.
And its death throes, it lashes out with its beak and with its tentacles, eviscerating your unarmored body, cutting even through the mage armor. It's very powerful snake-like form. And now it is Ivetta's turn.
Okay, Ivetta's going to grab her short sword. She doesn't have a long sword. And proceed to slice the tail of the Garrick?
Grick.
Grick!
Yes. Go ahead and roll a d20.
12
Plus 5.
plus 5.
That's a hit, and you go. It is so obviously injured and on its deathbed from the flurry of blows and having the tentacles ripped from its face that there is no amount of damage too low to kill it. You may describe how you end its miserable existence.
She stabs the short sword into the tail and pulls it all the way through the tail to the end.
Down its spinal column.
Down
Nice.
its spinal column.
It gives one last muscle spasm shudder, and you can see it seizing up into the air, all the muscles contracting, and then it collapses to the ground, steaming, oozing, disgusting ichor.
And she quickly proceeds to seal and shoves a good berry into his mouth.
Are we out of combat?
You are out of combat.
Okay.
And Ciil is on 1 HP and stable thanks to Hadassah force feeding him a good berry.
Desmos kicks and pushes the Grick off his body and stands up.
Ciil is coughing in a pool of his own blood.
Nice.
Rangswarthy kneels next to him and lays his hands on him and restores 10 hit points.
Sweet. I swear, if we're gonna tally up how many points are healed, Ciil is gonna have like 80% of the entire.
Hey man, that is literally playing monks until you get like to a certain point. Monks just they just take beatings, dude.
No, it's like
You're a melee class with no armor.
Yeah.
11.
Nice.
So Ciil immediately stops bleeding and coughing as well, and just lies there on the floor.
And says thank you.
Yes, he's too stunned to speak, but yeah, he's too stunned to speak. But there's a slight smile on his face.
Next time you plan on kicking down a door, let us know.
Ciil glances over to Desmos and does a thumbs up. But he probably would have dropped on us either way. Shaye wasn't able to see him anyway.
Is there any light in this room?
There is not any light in this room.
Oh, so Desmos couldn't even see the thing drop on him. Dang.
There is no outside light in this room.
Why is everyone...
Do we know what this pile of brown stuff is?
Are you talking about this right here?
Yeah.
That is just rubble that's been stacked up against this wall here. In the other room. Like don't pretend it's not there. I'm sorry if that's causing confusion. I'll stop adding environmental effects.
Minnie says it's dragon poop.
Okay, it is dragon
I
poop.
thought it was.
That is
Oh,
the
I
new
thought-
canon.
I knew-
The goblins of this castle are using dragon poop to reinforce it.
It's very ancient.
Ancient dragon poop.
Alright, so Ciil is going to sit up and clap Rangswarthy on the shoulder and thank him profusely. And then point across the room to where Ivetta is and nod knowingly to her.
And Rangswarthy says, how about fewer kicked down doors and more ripped off tentacles?
That's the goal, Ciil says and flashes a smile.
It was a pretty heroic scene if you think about it. Like, I mean, you guys traded death blows.
Yeah.
A big worm.
Shall we move on?
Rangswarthy proceeds to just do a stealthy peek around this curtain.
Ah, yes. As you stealthily peek around the curtain, you see that this chamber occupies the northern tower of the castle. There is a stone altar in the middle of the room covered with blood-stained black cloth. Golden ritual implements, a chalice, a knife, a censer, are carefully arranged on the top of the altar, and two archways to the south. Oh, excuse me. That's, 1 second. That's the description of...
Something you should know.
What I'm looking through.
Yes, that's the description of what you're looking. You're looking into this room with this on it, and that you're looking through these curtains to the south. So the two archways are covered with curtains. You're looking through them.
Is the room lit? Is it?
It is not lit, and you can tell there are creatures in here, but you cannot see them.
Rangswarthy says, behind these curtains there are more creatures. Dark, I cannot make them out. But the room it's used for sacrifices. There are rituals held here. Gives me an eerie feeling.
And this is a very unholy place.
Waywocket, or what's Desmos kind of like feels around in the air. Waywocket, Runewood, do you have any spells that would possibly light the way? I'm having a hard time seeing anything at all.
Apparently. Are either of you talking? Because we can't hear you.
Sorry. I do not
Ah.
have any of those spells. Unless, like, when I cast, like, Firebolt or whatever, it makes,
Does Talon glow when goblins are near?
Sure.
Okay. Rangsworthy unsheathes his sword and lights the way for Desmos.
The sword illuminates 5 feet around Rangswarthy.
It's a little bit better, I suppose. Is Delainie asleep or something?
No, I'm here. I'm sorry.
Did you hear what I asked?
I don't have anything that could light the way. No, not unless there's already existing flames.
I mean,
You have your
Oil
radiant
spilled on me.
burst thing.
you do it.
As Rangswarthy pulls out this now apparently magical sword that glows when goblins are near, you see there is something in the brazier in this room that glistens in the light.
Oh.
Oh,
Perception check is what it is. Stooping to see.
Under a mound of coal, you find a gold statuette of a sun elf wrapped in crimson cloth. A goblin must have hid it here, hoping other goblins would not find it.
Right. What is it again? Is it a deity or like it's a sun? What is it?
It's a golden statuette of a sun elf, of which you cannot, like, it doesn't seem as though like you recognize who it would be.
Can we take
Rangsworthy
it?
Rangsworthy holds it up to the sword and to see if the elves can make out who it is.
Nobody recognizes this elf. However, the object has obvious magical properties.
If they're obvious, then what are they?
Well, it
he
obviously has magical properties. The properties are not obvious. My apologies.
He hands it to Waywocket and asks, "Can your wisdom decipher what magic this has?"
Yeah, I'll roll an Arcana check.
It reveals nothing to you.
Sounds good. Okay,
No matter what you roll.
we should at least take this with us. It might be worth something to trade.
It's a golden statuette of a sun elf.
A sun elf, yes.
That does have magic. It's just cyberplex.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I guess, like, you could historically know that the sun elves, also sometimes known as gold elves, also sometimes called high elves, like it is not, like some arbitrary thing. Like, it's sun S-U-N, so you recognize it as some very elite royalty elf.
Okay.
Maybe people. What are their names? What's Ezra's guy's name?
Oris.
Maybe he knows.
Desmos is
Isn't
gonna
he an
lay a hand on his beak bitten chest and heal himself for 5 damage.
Nice.
Be beaked.
Should we go through this curtain and take on these monsters or these creatures in the next room?
Rangsworthy says aye if everyone is battle ready.
I'm not gonna be much help unless I can see.
We don't know what they are. I can probably tell because I have dark vision. Yeah.
Well, so does Rangswarthy. You could tell that people were in there, but you could not see anyone.
It's so weird that they're in the dark. They must be, maybe they're prisoners or sacrifices.
Yeah, maybe we have
probably
a chance
to
to
be
like.
Evil.
This
Hey,
will have to be
Hannah,
my
I'm
last
sorry.
battle before I have to leave.
Rangsworthy suggests
Okay.
we could get torches. Shall we get torches from the previous hallway that we cleared?
Oh, I mean,
I have a
What?
torch, but
that can-
I'm not sure.
Isn't
saying-
Desmos the only one who needs a torch?
We
Yes.
the goblins with the beds, they were around a fire. We could get torches from.
Yeah.
We could
Desmos
light
is the only one who needs a torch.
Well, but I couldn't even see what was in there. Unless they were hidden
It
behind.
wasn't because it was too dark. You could sense that there was a presence in there, but not that you could see.
Oh, so like I could see the whole.
You could see you could see the room. It had nothing to do with the darkness. All of you have dark vision and are capable of seeing in a place with no light.
Okay. Well then, Rangswarthy says this is very strange. Almost as though an invisible presence. I mean, there was an invisible presence there, not too unlike Yarno when he evaded us at the Red Brand Hut.
Nobody knows he was invisible.
Nobody knows he was invisible.
We do know he was. We know he was invisible.
Yeah,
I
we
brought
know.
that information to you.
We know that.
We don't. We're assuming.
Okay.
Well, assuming
We've
the
grown
wizard.
tired of all the deliberation slips as stealthily as possible. I can do a stealth check.
Yeah,
if
go ahead, do a
need
stealth
be,
check.
through the curtain.
I'm gonna flip the table.
Stealth check.
Yep, do a stealth check.
Duke. Oh. Okay.
No.
5 plus 6.
Oh,
So 11. Did you roll an 11?
I rolled a 5, and then I have my +6.
Okay,
For
so
this-
yeah, so 11 is good enough. As you enter the space, you are stealthy enough to see what appears to be some goblin leg, arm / body hiding behind this table in this room.
what? It's all black.
Oh, whoops, my apologies, 1 second. I deleted the wrong thing. In this room,
Dun, dun.
A bloody altar.
it's a bloody altar, yes. So this chamber has a bloody altar, and what you can see is on this side where you can see, like right here, right?
Mhm.
You can see what looks like a goblin crouching behind said altar.
Okay, so let me ask you this: is there no light coming in through the arrow slits?
There is minimal light coming through the arrow slits. Not enough to see the room, but enough to like they are casting light onto whatever is in their trajectory.
The altar?
I would say like past the altar, maybe into the side of the room here. It's enough for you to have bearing in the room. Like you're not completely lost in the room. However, it's not like enough to be combat efficient. But you could like get up against a wall and definitely like not get lost in this room. You're not bumbling around.
Can Rangswarthy detect evil?
Sure. Let's see here. So detect evil. Remind me what it reveals.
It's like I have to read it, but it's like undead and that kind of thing.
Fiends, undead fiends, and evil creatures.
Let me just look here. Detect evil and good. You are you casting it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do detect one creature within what is the radius? Within 30 feet. Okay, so you'll barely detect one creature within 30 feet of you.
And each square is 5 feet. Is that right?
Yes. So wait, actually, let me look. One. Yeah, actually, I'm sorry. You don't detect a creature within 30 feet of you that is in this list.
That's good.
However, it's concentration up to 10 minutes, so for at least the time being, you can just hold on to it for a little while.
I'll just walk around the room since I'm checking.
Okay. It again does not reveal anything to you. Keep in mind it is blocked by a foot of stone.
What is?
This
Might.
this magic is blocked by, like, if there was a foot of stone between you and the creature, it would not detect them.
Oh.
Spell does not go through walls.
It goes through walls, but like not thick walls. So like it would not go through this wall, but it does go through like the doors and the thin walls, right? So like I'm taking into account. So like you do not detect any of the listed creatures in your 30-foot vicinity.
Well, do we want somebody, should we call out to whatever's in there and figure out what
Maybe.
this
Well, Shaye has not relayed any.
What is that?
I don't think Shaye, you haven't told us what you saw or what you perceived.
You can. Didn't you peek into the room though, Rangswarthy?
Earlier, but I didn't see the goblin hiding behind.
Oh, okay.
I just knew that there were bodies in like living beings, plural, I believe.
Goblins, Shaye says, and then disappears on the other side of the curtain without another word.
You
right.
are sneaky
Ciil.
enough that they don't notice you, and you can almost tell that they're trying to be sneaky enough that whoever they heard fighting the Grick doesn't notice them.
All right, so Ciil raises his hand and waves it back and forth, and then points to himself.
Rangswarthy nods and waves
bird.
him in to go speak.
Okay. Okay, so Ciil adopts his most convincing goblin, and exclaims, "Ah, we should keep that Grick on a leash. It almost killed me."
The goblins hear you shout that, and they're confused, so they don't move.
Okay, so Ciil is striding in as he says that.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
he's-
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that. So he's like past the curtain now, yes.
On this
Yeah,
side or
right.
on this side?
The opposite side, yeah.
Okay.
Rangswarthy motions for other members to coordinate an attack to the room.
Okay, so I guess as Ciil enters the room exclaiming that, the goblins leap out from their hiding place on the altar, one on each side. The one on the side of Shaye is actually surprised that Shaye is there, and is actually going to have to skip his turn because he's like, "Whoa, my God, there's someone here." And this goblin sees Ciil confidently, jumps out to surprise him, even though Ciil knew he was there. And then this goblin jumps up onto the altar and proclaims that he is Lupo, and that he is the acolyte of the great and powerful Maglubliet, and that he tells you that he possesses divine powers, and that it is your responsibility to flee or be forever cursed.
See. You can't see.
Alright,
One of you detect lies.
You're too
Sorry.
close to Rangswarthy. He's got his glowy sword.
do we roll initiative?
No, he's telling you to flee or be cursed.
Who?
Lupo,
you guys
Lupo, the
does
goblin
detect-
acolyte
who
of
detects
Maglubliet.
Well, curse him first, Waywocket.
Ciil is going to shout loudly in Goblin, "I renounce your curses in your religion. You denizen of evil."
So now you hate goblins.
Rangswarthy raises his glowing sword talon and says, "Try that and you may regret it."
Yeah.
Lupo lifts up his arms, cackling, and says, "You will face the might of Maglubliet," and he cries out, "Smite them!" And nothing happens, and he just keeps holding his hands up, waiting.
And Waywocket runs up and casts Firebolt at
who?
Maglublius, the main dude on the thingy,
Lupo?
on the shrine, on the altar.
Okay.
Lupo!
He's not looking,
Like-
and you hit him with firebolt, so cast damage.
This guy's a joke. Almost more than Ciil.
Sorry. Let me grab my D10. Which would be what color? Pink? Nope. This color. There we go. I rolled a 9.
Oh, nice. You hit him with your firebolt, and it strikes him and does 9 damage. He falls off the back of the altar, like on his back, alive, but definitely injured.
Ivetta's going to surprise attack the goblin closest to Shaye.
Okay. With you're gonna run up and stab him?
No, I'm long bowing.
Well, you want to
him.
do that?
Oh, you're short bowing him from the curtain. Thwang. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
What is the damage? Oh. Three
Plus.
plus.
your long.
No. What's your dexterity?
No, it's the long, isn't it?
No. Dex plus 3. So 3 plus 3? 6. Yes, remember you add the weapon's ability modifier. Jeez.
Yeah, so it's whatever you rolled plus the ability modifier.
Let's not repeat
6.
prior mistakes.
Alright, you hit the goblin with the arrow between the eyeballs, and he falls to the ground dead.
Runewood suggests that we keep one alive. Question him.
Rangswarthy strides around to the hooded one.
We should probably keep Lupo alive.
And Desmos
probably
following. He can't see through the garbage.
Ciil, grab Ciil over there. He's gonna follow as well. He has a
So,
distinct interest in this arcane buffoon.
Is Harry wizard?
The other goblin that is not dead and very much still there runs over to protect Lupo as he is a loyal acolyte and swings at Rangswarthy with his sword. And he severely misses. Not even close.
It's Lupo who kills him.
Rangswarthy sits on him and points his sword at the throat of Lupo.
Wait, so who are you sitting on?
I'm sitting on the guy who missed me, and then I'm pointing my sword at the throat of Lupo.
So you're going to just sit on a goblin that just attacked you?
If he does that, it's just going to stab the
Assuming
goblin.
he was off balance, I mean...
Okay, so you tackle him and sit on him?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine, I guess. You're sitting on this goblin and pointing your sword at the throat of Lupo?
You push tackle him.
Okay.
Like a beach whale.
Alright, well, I guess combat's over because you have subdued one and the other one is definitely intimidated to not get sworded in the throat.
Right.
Alright, Ciil is gonna grip Lupo by the neck and hold him down.
Okay.
What are we asking this guy?
Yeah, I hope you have your questions prepared.
Do you know Yarno
When's my birthday?
Lupo says he does not know who Yarno Albrecht is, but that he does know who Magoubliet is, and you will all be running for your lives soon enough.
Do you know who Glassstaff is?
Glassstaff, yes.
He does know who Glassstaff is.
Where is Glassstaff?
He said he hasn't seen him in over a fortnight, and he doesn't particularly care for the wizard anyway. The less he's here, the better.
Who is this Magoubliet? Ciil asks, increasing the pressure on his neck.
You know that Magoobliet is... I'm just getting the information that like somebody would know about him. He is the Mighty One, or the High Chieftain, and is the chief deity of all goblins, hobgoblins. He's a god of war and leadership who rules over goblin, like the goblin race. And like you would know that he is he's there. He's like the goblin deity.
Gotcha. Okay, so Ciil is gonna spit, not literally, but spit these words. Magoobliet is nothing but a fable and a petty excuse for a god.
The goblin is struggling and frothing against him, obviously pure rage at this utter disrespect to his deity.
Is this goblin wearing any jewelry or necklace?
He is dressed in bloody, filthy rags, as he is a acolyte of Magoobliet and does not crave gold lecorously, but only brings offerings to the altar.
Let's kill him.
What is your purpose in offering at this altar?
To please our great deity.
What do you hope to gain?
Desmos. What?
What do you hope to gain by your sacrifices?
Or Matt asks more questions.
You could see his eyes glaze over as he responds with glee and an intense joy, to dine in the great realm of Clangor with our god himself.
Alright, so Ciil is going to activate the mantle, and his tattoos are going to glow a bright yellow, and he'll be like, let's see what true power is. And then he's going to use Forebear's Fist and crush the guy's neck.
It doesn't hurt him, and he dies with a smile on his face.
What? It doesn't hurt him, but he dies.
He was in so much rapture he felt no pain as he perished.
While Rangswarthy is still sitting on the other, he asks, anything special about these implements in this room?
Any special about what now?
The implements in this room.
The implements in the room are... One second here, I'm just pulling up the... The implements in the room are gold. And you can tell that they are handmade objects, like made from human hand, not from goblin hand. There's a chalice filled with blood, a knife that is bloody, and a censer that are worth 150 gold, 60 gold, and 120 gold, respectively.
That's a lot of gold.
We should definitely take those.
Yeah.
Ciil turns in disgust so that he can't see them pilfer these desanctified objects.
Desmos turns the goblet upside down and then wipes it out with the clothes of the acolyte, and then throws it to Rangswarthy.
Cloak?
Hey guys, I need to go to bed. Feel free to continue like this last little section, and then I can just have Ethan catch me up or something. But I must go to snooze.
Who are we going to have to peer under the doors, Hannah?
We'll still have Hannah peer under the doors.
Right.
Hannah in spirit.
The Rangswarthy asked
Good night, Hannah.
Good
Yeah.
night.
Good night, Hannah.
Good night. Love
I'll
you
catch
guys.
you up later.
Love you.
Miss you.
Miss you too.
So I will say that you guys are welcome to continue as long as you want, but it sounded to me like Hannah did not expect you to complete this tonight.
You guys can do as much as you want if you. If
Oh,
you
you're
guys
still
wanna
here,
keep
Hannah?
going for, like,
Oh, hi, Hannah.
Oh yeah, Hannah. I guess like that was what I understood. What you were saying, but like, how much do you feel is appropriate?
That's totally up to you. I'm happy to just be caught up with whatever. So if you guys want to keep going for another hour, that's fine. I'm just letting you know I
Okay.
have to go to bed now.
Sounds
so.
good. Gute
Have
Nacht.
fun. Gute Nacht.
Night, Hannah.
Good night.
All right,
Thanks for
proceed.
Where did you manage to get a grick? I asked to that wee goblin.
The goblin said that Lupo acquired it as one of the many blessings from Magoubliet.
Ciil turns a surly eye to the goblin.
Runewood asks the goblin what the purpose, or I guess what the rank, of Lupo was within the castle.
He responds to tell you that he is their chief priest in all matters regarding their worship to this great deity, and that you will be punished for his murder. But he wipes a tear from his eyes, and he says, "At least I know he's dining with our great lord."
Has anyone ever met your great lord in this life?
What?
The goblin says that he hasn't, and he doesn't know anyone who has, but that is not unusual.
Runewood asks who in the castle is at the top of the ranks. Like who comes, like who's the top honcho of the entire castle.
The goblin is obviously afraid to say more than he should, but tells you that King Groll, who he seems to be absolutely terrified of, even just saying his name, he's the King Groll.
And Rangswarthy asks, "Where's
Can
the
you tell us
dwarf,
anything?
Gundren Rockseeker?"
The goblin says, "Oh, the dwarf is in King Groll's chambers. We don't see him ever."
Can you tell us any more about King Groll?
The goblin is too afraid, and would rather die to you than reveal anything about King Groll.
Rangswarthy asks, "Are there any more owl bears, Grix castle?"
The goblin does not know of any other owlbears or gricks in the castle.
Alright. Well, Desmos. Yep. Rangswarthy, if you would please raise your
Rangswarthy stands up and says he may join Master.
Yeah, so Desmos is gonna drag the goblin to the altar and curb stomp him.
Oh!
All right, he's dead. You did it.
All right, the fantastic Shaye that with us in the shadows. Can she use her mirror?
Ciil is gonna hang back, grumbling about worthless gods and Magoubliet.
Be it noted that we do take the golden pieces, the knife, the goblin,
Great.
the censer.
Awesome.
Was that all that was in the room, or was there anything else to loot?
There's
or
gross
notice?
goblin altar worshipping pieces, but they're all like body pieces, and it's disgusting.
Did we peek out those windows too?
You can. It's just more forest wilderness that the castle's surrounded by.
Oh, okay. Didn't the last time we saw that there was like people? There were like guards.
This
out
is
there,
the direction you came in from, and you don't see anybody.
Oh, okay.
Rangsworthy checks the body of Lupo and the other goblin to see if they had anything of interest.
All you acquire is dirty hands, as they are filthy goblins, covered in rags and nastiness that carry nothing on them.
Right.
Shaye uses her mirror to peek under the door and sees what seems to be a storage room for stores. Storages.
So empty.
It appears empty.
Oh,
Can she stealthily enter and check for traps and whatnot?
She may. She does. And sees no traps or anything of note in the storage room.
except a door.
Another door.
Right.
Tricky one, that cheese.
There's also, I rather haphazardly zoned off this map. Assuming 1 second here. See if I can correct this. You see that there are 2 doors.
Oh. So the room is empty.
The room is empty, but has barrels and boxes full of supplies. You see old casks of salted meat and sacks of rotting grain fill the storage area. Among the supplies, you see a bloody suit of chainmail, a heavy crossbow, and an unsheathed longsword with the emblem of Neverwinter worked into its hilt. You recognize it as Sildar Hallwinter's equipment.
Ooh.
And wait, isn't Sildar? Wait. Oh no, Sildar is the human.
Yeah, but he was like in Phandalin last we knew.
Well, and he was in the Goblin Lair.
But he was naked when we found him.
Right, so they took his gear.
Ivetta's gonna grab the long sword and hold onto it.
Okay.
Can we gather up all of his stuff to bring back to him?
You can.
Rangswarthy looks for anything jingly that he can tie to fishing.
Well, chainmail's jingly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but do I want to cut rings from a cloak?
Shiny.
Chainmail?
Shiny.
I toss it to Ciil to see if he catches it.
Catches what?
The chainmail.
He obviously doesn't then.
Yeah. Clang, clang, bang. You toss a loud, rackety thing of chainmail to Ciil, who was not paying attention, and it crashes to the floor in a heap.
Okay, Rangsworthy.
Well, Rangsworthy proceeds to light his pipe and say,
Desmos
weapons.
Desmos looks at Rangswarthy like Gandalf looks at Pippin when he drops all that crap down the well.
Rangsworthy proceeds to bar this door.
Toss yourself on the floor and rid us of your stupidity!
You're barring the door with like a box of provisions or something?
I don't know. Is there a weapon in there I can grab? Like, bar the... Yeah, maybe just barrels.
Okay. In the process of you moving barrels to the front of this door, you actually can hear people moving in there, and it sounds like they're noticing your activity, and the door starts to wiggle, like someone's trying to open it normally and are not able to do so.
Should I do the good old through the door stabby check?
I mean, hey. Work last time.
You hear a mighty roar, and the door shudders.
Mighty roar.
Yeah, like
I
somebody yelling, like, ah!
Desmos sprints to the door and stabs his spear through it.
Through the door?
Through the door.
Okay. You stab through the door, you feel it hit something, somebody roars louder, and then the door is kicked open, hitting the barrel into you and Rangswarthy, knocking you both prone. And you see 4 hobgoblins and they are angry, and they are coming to get you.
Can Runewood go ahead and like put a bolt in his crossbow?
Sure.
Sweet. Can I go ahead? Can I? Are they? Did you say the goblins are already?
These hobgoblins are at the door. They have kicked it open, and they are coming. You guys are about to roll initiative.
All right,
Dang
I stand up.
I was gonna ask if I could go ahead and shoot one.
You may not shoot one, and you may not stand up.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Well, she's not prone. Runewood's not.
Runewood and Desmos are prone, and the rest of you are in this room about to deal with the consequences. Okay, go ahead and start rolling initiatives.
All right.
Lie. Isn't that a 20? Oh.
Runewood is 12.
21 initiative for Desmos.
Nice.
Plus your fire. That's three.
Raven. Ivetta got an 11.
Okay.
3. Ciil got 6.
Okay. I'm waiting on Rangswarthy and Waywocket.
Yeah, Waywocket got 3.
Wait, you rolled a 3?
I rolled a 2.
And
So I
you're
got
plus
one.
1 on
Plus
your...
one.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
That's rough, I'm sorry.
Rangswarthy got 17.
Alright. 17 and 3. Man, that wizard... Whew, you were just farting around in there, huh?
Elias, I forgot to add my initiative bonus thing, so mine's 13 then.
13, awesome. Okay, let me see what the hobgoblins get. Alright. They get...
Not this brown freaking hobgoblins.
Oh, yeah. Shouldn't stab people through doors.
Did I actually stab them or did I hit him?
You did stab him, yeah.
No, so he's angry and wounded.
He is. In the midst of all of this happening, clearly it's enough ruckus that you hear a noise coming through this door as well. At least you hear the classic shriek of a goblin, at least a goblin, and you should probably prepare for something that might come through that door as well.
Do we hear any drums?
Yeah, you do hear drums in the deep. Okay.
Have a cave
Go ahead.
troll.
What is that?
Can Ivetta crowbar the door?
When it's your turn, you may run over and do that. Yes. Okay, so first in the lineup here is actually Desmos.
Is
What
there
happens
light
when you're prone?
in the other room behind the hobgoblins?
No, so all of these creatures have dark vision, so they're not like really lighting up this castle. They're all just living in the dark, basically, because they can all see normally.
But I do have Rangswarthy's magical sword to light 5 feet.
Yes, you can see vaguely 5 feet around you. Like it's not enough to light up the whole room, but like you can see enough to be like if you stick to Rangswarthy, you'll be able to fight.
Okay, I'm gonna use my movement to stand.
Okay.
And then I'm going to strike with my long sword at the hobgoblin in the doorway.
Okay, this is the one that you injured with the spear.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll with D20 to hit.
10 plus 5.
Okay, that is a miss.
What? Oh boy.
All right. Are you done with your turn?
I'm sensing a repeat of the Red Brand hideout.
Yeah.
No.
We all gonna get pained in a hurtful way.
Let's see. Bonus action. Action. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna... No, never mind. That's all Desmos will do. No.
Okay. It is now Rangswarthy's turn.
Rangsworthy will stand up and toss as many caltrops as he can through the doorway under the feet of hobgoblins.
Okay, let me just see what that, like if that adds some sort of status effect to them.
Gonna be rough terrain.
So if they, just so you guys are tracking as well, any creature in the area at the beginning of their turn or entering the area has to make a dexterity saving throw or not move lest they take 1 piercing damage.
Just one.
And its walking speed is reduced by 10 feet walking through it. But if they walk through the area at half speed, they don't need to make a saving throw and don't take damage. So that is also an action if you want to do that. So it's up to you if you'd rather do that now that you've like maybe heard what that does.
Okay. So it wouldn't really stop all making it.
Since you're fighting in close proximity, probably not.
Okay. Then in that case, I will try to use my shield to bludgeon along with my sword. So in a way to kind of block the doorway so that they can't all get through. You know, shoving the foremost hobgoblin and trying to stab him as well.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure.
Isn't being prone take an action to stand back up?
No, it just takes your movement.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So if you're going to attempt to stab and also shove them, like shoving is an action.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to shove him into the room, you can do that. But if you're going to attack and shove, you probably couldn't do that unless you're using some type of extra action.
Can I just say, if you want him to not move and block the doorway, I think that would be like 2 birds with 1 stone. You would have to grapple him so that grappling would cease his movement, essentially. So he'd be stuck in the doorway.
Yeah, so here, shoving a creature uses your attack action to shove the creature, knocking it prone or pushing it away from you. If you're able to make multiple attacks with this attack action, you can replace one of your attacks with this action. The target must be no more than 1 size larger than you, and you have to make a strength check contesting their strength check to see if you win this knocking, like the shoving action. And then grappling is similar, and that instead of shoving them, you just restrain them. They cannot move, and they essentially both of you will be making strength checks each turn to see if it still exists, like in the grapple.
And if I grapple him in the doorway, the other one reach me, or? Well,
they would probably try to attack you around him. I don't know if it's entirely safe to, like, he's not filling the entirety of the doorway like a.
Yeah, I'll just try to strike him.
Okay, it's up to you. If you're gonna grapple him to keep the other ones from coming into the room, they won't be able to get in, but they could probably attack you.
Right. I mean, I think it would be better if more of them were in the room, because someone else in our party would be able to attack them. So.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
The more that come into our room, the more our party members can attack them.
Okay. So you're just going to attack this front one?
Yeah.
All right, roll a d20 for hit.
Well, 12 plus...
You would add your attack bonus.
Okay, 5 for the longsword.
So 17 total?
Yep.
That's a miss.
Ah.
Jeez. What are we gonna do with these guys?
16.
No, he wants 17.
What?
Yep.
17.
It's a miss with 17, sir.
Above yours.
So yeah, your strike misses on the hobgoblin. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
I mean, can I throw caltrops, or is that that's an action? Yeah.
It is an action, sir.
I will position. I mean, I can't move anymore, right?
If you move outside of his range, he can opportunity attack you.
I mean, I'll just raise my shield.
Okay, sounds good. So you're prepping for a strike on your shield?
Yeah.
Okay. Next is Runewood.
Oh, wow. That's unusual.
It is unusual.
I know, right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead try and hit the goblin's neck that's right in front of Rangswarthy.
With a
my
crossbow?
Yes.
Nice. All right. Roll a d20 for hit.
Dang it. It's a 7 plus 1, so that's 8.
That's a no bueno. Sorry.
Yeah, I figured after the 17 was no good.
Yep. Is there anything else you would like to do with your turn?
You can't like attack with a weapon and a spell, right?
No, using a spell would count as your action.
Exactly. Okay.
Unless you have a spell that says cast as a bonus action, like Hadassah does with, what is it, Hunter's Mark or whatever.
No, I mean, I have a couple like that, but I don't think that they can be, it's more like a bonus action, from what I understand, after you cast the originals.
Can you give me an example of what you're talking about?
Sorry, I'm not positive of that, but let's see. Okay, so I've got like, where is it? Which one? Hold on. Okay. So like, there's spiritual weapon, right?
Yeah.
And that's like creating a spectral weapon, you know, that floats, and then you just kind of like.
Yeah. So casting time is one bonus action, so you can cast it now if you'd like.
No,
Oh, I can.
Yes.
Oh. All right. Well, shoot, I don't know if I want to use another slot or not. 1 second. Okay.
Sure.
You would wake up.
I'm gonna see if I have any.
You would alert the king. You would alert all of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the spiritual weapon, I guess.
Okay.
Yes.
So you cast spiritual weapon. Please describe the weapon that you have brought into existence.
Let's see. Man, I wasn't prepared for that. I don't know. I guess the weapon would be almost like a trident.
Okay. Very interesting. So you summon a trident-style weapon, and it seems to me as though you're able to, when you cast this spell as a bonus action even, you're able to try to attempt to hit someone in that same instance. So
right.
Go ahead and make a d20 roll to hit, and you would add your, for this one, you would add your, where is it, your spell attack bonus. And
yeah, well, that's a 2.
yours
I
is
actually.
a 4. What are you talking about?
Wait, what?
Down at on your third page of your character sheet.
Yeah.
It says spell attack bonus is it would be charisma plus proficiency. Yeah, so it's 4 total.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you meant the spell casting ability. No. Okay. Yeah, I did not roll very well, so I rolled a 7 again.
Okay. Bummer. All right. I mean, you swing the trident at them, and it is a swing and a miss. He blocks it with his shield.
No. And then I can't do it again, right?
Well, you have it up now, so like you've cast it. It's now in existence. You can continue using your bonus action to hit people with it.
Right. It just says as a bonus action on your turn, you can move the weapon up to 20 feet and repeat the attack against a creature within 5 feet of it.
Yeah. So every time it's your turn, you can use your action to do whatever you want, and your bonus action to move this spiritual weapon around and smack people.
I see. So it's just like it's existing now, and then yeah. All right. Great.
Yep.
All right. Moving on to the next person.
All right. Next is Ivetta.
Okay. Does it take an action to crowbar the door?
I would call that your bonus action if you chose to run over there and crowbar that door.
Okay, I'll run over there and crowbar the door, and then draw my bow. and attempt to shoot the hobgoblin in front of Rangswarthy.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20 for hit.
Make it 10 plus 3.
I think it's probably +5, but yeah, that's not going to be a hit, unfortunately.
Can I also do Hunter's Mark, or would that not do anything?
We can, let me see what Hunter's Mark does, because I'm pretty sure Hunter's Mark would assist you in this. So Hunter's Mark, bonus action, choose a creature within range, mystically mark it as your quarry. Until the spell ends, you deal extra damage to it whenever you hit it, and you have advantage on wisdom survival checks you make against it. You could cast it now. It's a concentration spell on one target, but like you missed, so you're not doing an extra d6 of damage because you missed.
Right. Yeah.
Also, she already used it.
And you did use your bonus action to bar the door. That is correct.
Right.
So maybe next turn. Alright, so far nobody's landed a hit. And it is now the Hobgoblins' turns. The Hobgoblin in front of the doorway swings mightily at Rangswarthy. And misses. The confines of the door were not enough for him to get his full swing, and it skips off the archway and kind of changes trajectory, completely misses you. This goblin is able to see through the doorway and is shooting a bow at Ivetta. And misses as well. This goblin is going to shoot a bow at Desmos. And he rolled a, let's see here, a 19. What's your AC?
Yep, that hits.
That hits. And does 5 damage. And then this goblin doesn't pull out his bow and just crowds up behind this hobgoblin, ready to run into the room when they clear space. And it is now Ciil's turn.
Alright. Alright, Ciil is a simple man with a simple set of tools, and he is going to run forward and simply punch the goblin in the face.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for hit.
Pick his nose while you're at it.
He simply misses greatly.
Okay. That's a bummer.
I got 9 plus whatever, but either way.
Alright. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
I don't know.
And Waywocket, finish us up with round 1.
Yeehaw! You all ready for this?
Bam,
Oh,
bam,
sorry.
bam, 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 bam,
So
bam, bam, bam.
Waywocket runs over and, or as I'm running over, I yell, Runewood, boost me up! Onto your shoulders! Please!
And Runewood does so.
I'm so sorry. Wait, how tall are you?
3 feet.
Oh, wait, never mind. Hold on. Rangswarthy! Boost me up onto your shoulders.
Wow, they're together now.
Well, guess we're stuck.
And I cast Tasha's Caustic Brew at level 2.
Remember to, you have
Yeah,
that.
I have my, so basically with this, because it's a level 2 evocation spell, I can choose up to 3 people that don't get hit by the acid, so Runewood, or Rangswarthy for sure. Is
Okay,
there anyone
Runewood
else in front of us?
Runewood isn't supposed to be up there. Can't.
Okay.
What's what did you say, Matt?
Runewood wasn't up there, so there's only 3 other people.
I can't tell. Is Desmos in front of us too?
Yeah,
I
so
probably would protect Ciil, Desmos, and Rangswarthy from this deck because I can choose 3.
But you should definitely turn it off after the feat.
I should definitely turn it off.
Yeah, the Caustic Brew, because it remains like a tap faucet.
Yeah, but you 3 will be immune to it.
How?
No.
She has something called
I have
sculpt spells.
It's called Splifting Spells. So yeah, when I cast an evocation spell, I can choose a number of you equal to 3. The chosen creatures succeed on your saving throws against my spell and take no damage.
Oh, neat. Is that your new
Yeah. It's something I just got when I chose my School of Evocation, and I get that starting at level 2.
So
That is
Tasha's Caustic Brew.
So you guys have to succeed in dexterity saving throws. Your guys do. And it's 30 feet long and 5 feet wide, so...
It fills the room.
Probably...
It hits all of them.
Okay.
So it's dexterity. I'm just seeing what happens when you level it up. So when you cast a second slot or higher, the damage increases by 2d4. Okay. So let's see here. Let me start rolling these dexterity. So I have to beat your...
what is my number that you have to beat? How do you find that?
I have to beat your spell save DC of 14.
Okay.
And my hobgoblins have...
How do you do a spell
dexterity
save DC?
of 12, so it's +1. So I roll 4d20. And looks like 2 of them succeeded and 2 of them failed. So I'll say the 2 in the front failed because they're like getting it in the face. And the 2 in the back did not. So the succeed, fail, and they have to do this every turn they're in it.
Right.
And so then again with Tasha's, if they
succeed, they're not covered.
So each covered. Okay. So the 2 that are covered now take 4d4 acid damage.
Okay.
At the start of their turn.
Oh, so I just wait until it's their turn?
Yes, 4d4, and they would use their action to get the acid off, or not worry about it. Okay.
What if they take it off before their turn, though?
No, at the start of their turn, they have to take the damage. They just would wipe it off for the next, for their next turn. But then even you're continuing to shoot it, so like these guys have to continue to get out of the...
I was actually going to ask you that. Okay.
Yeah, they have to continue to get out of the way, so...
Okay.
Let's see here. So who's next? Next is Desmos.
Okay. Desmos is going to cast Bane on the 3 goblins in front of him. Up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within range must make charisma saving throws. Whenever a target that fails this saving throw makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll.
What is this spell called?
Bane.
Okay.
Does it have to do with your oath?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I'll just know that they're which are you just doing, like the one that are 3 in a row here, or which one are you picking?
Yeah, the 3 in a row.
Okay, so those 3 are baned, and they have to when it's their turn, they have to make a charisma saving throw, and if they fail, they have to then add a d4 and subtract whatever there it is.
Yeah, to their saves.
Okay, sounds good. So basically, when it comes to their turn, the two that are not covered in Tasha's Caustic, they're going to end up having this affect their next saving throw with Tasha's Caustic. Okay, sweet. What is that an action? It is an action. So what are you going to do anything with your bonus action?
No.
Okay. Rangswarthy, it is your turn, sir.
Rangswarthy is going to tap his sword talon to his shield and attempt to use its magic power, not knowing what it is, and just saying, by the might of Talon, and then swinging again at the orc and the hobgoblin in the doorway.
Okay, go ahead and make a d20 attack roll.
It's not going to succeed. It's just a mere
10 plus 5?
No, it's 10 total.
10 total? Ah, yes. No, sir. You do not succeed in that strike. I'm sorry.
Okay, I raise my shield again, ready for Hobgoblin.
All right. Runewood, it is now your turn.
Well, I want to try and use some sacred flame on these suckers.
Sacred flame, huh?
Flame. So, yeah, you gotta succeed a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, and which against your character is a
12.
12. And who are you attacking here?
Is the one in front bloodied or no?
No, it is not.
Okay, then I guess.
Elias,
Yes.
are you sure that they don't make the charisma saving throw immediately? Because they should, if they don't succeed, they should take the debuff for Delainie's saving throw or whatever.
Let me just double check. No, you're totally right. Yeah, I apologize. Okay. Let me do that for them now. Okay, so 2 of them failed and 1 of them succeeded the Bane Charisma saving throw.
Sweet. And this is concentration for up to a minute. So
Okay.
they'll have to. Those 3 will need to keep rolling, every time.
Yep. So the even without Bane, this Hobgoblin does not succeed in the Sacred Flame Dexterity saving throw. So you may roll a D8 Radiant Damage.
It's an 8.
Wow, spicy. So the front Hobgoblin is the one that was speared by Desmos through the door and had already taken some damage. So this actually does kill the Hobgoblin. So please describe how you slaughter him.
And this is I'm slaughtering him with the sacred flame, right?
Indeed.
Okay, sweet. Well, I mean, not much to it. I guess he just his eyes kind of get all glowy and then he kind of explodes.
Well, very, very much. Okay. And then I think as your bonus action, you still have Spiritual Weapon.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Okay, so that I can still use that then.
You can indeed.
All right, so I just need to do a D8 again.
Is that what Spiritual Weapon is?
Yeah, it says,
indeed, yes. Plus your spellcasting ability modifier, which is spellcasting ability modifier Wisdom +2, so 1d8 +2.
Although, wait, do I need to do the 20 first?
Yes, yeah, I mean, yeah, you'd have to do a d8 or a d20 to hit, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Getting ahead of myself there. No! I just lost my dice. Hold on a second. It's a 15.
Total?
No, 15. And let's see, what's... did you say with the spell?
Yeah, you would use your spell attack bonus, which is a 4, so 15 plus 4 is a 19, which is a hit.
Yay! Okay, now I'll roll the d8.
Yeah, now roll your d8.
Okay. Let's see. No, it's a 1!
Oh, darn it. So 1 plus 2 is 3, so you stab them with the trident in the arm, and the Hobgoblin, obviously gets hit by a magical trident. It definitely doesn't like it. But it kind of shoulders into it, and it just gets angry watching his friend go up in flames. It looks you in the eyes, and you know it's coming for you. It's going to run right past anyone in front of it.
Darn it. Alright. Can I ready my shield at all or no?
Sure.
Sweet.
Next in the turn lineup here is Ivetta.
Where was I?
Also, I put a Huck Fox into the game for you,
Oh, look
and
at
it is
that.
now attached to your character here.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Wanda. Do I can see the goblin? in the
You
doorway?
can see those goblins, yes.
Okay. I'll attempt to shoot one of them again. With
Okay.
bow.
Roll the d20 to hit.
That's fine.
17 plus 5.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. What are you shooting with your bow?
Yeah.
Longbow.
Longbow.
What do you have, a longbow? Yeah, so it's a 1d8, and that would be plus your dexterity, so 1d8 plus 3.
4 plus 3 is 7.
All right. And which one are you attacking?
The furthest one away.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do 7 damage to him. He takes a meaty longbow arrow to the lower stomach area, and it clearly hurts him, and he is bloodied.
Can I also do my hunter's mark?
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
good bonus.
Let's say you cast that first. You should have cast that first.
Oh. my bad.
But you cast that first. You hit him,
Roll a d6.
and now you are going to roll an additional d6 because you cast Hunter's Mark on this individual before you attacked.
Can you read what Hunter's Mark does again?
Hunter's Mark allows Hadassah to choose a quarry and mystically mark it, and until the spell ends, anytime she successfully hits the target, she deals an extra 1d6 damage to that target. She also has advantage on any wisdom saving throw wisdom checks against it, and if the target drops to 0 health before the spell ends, she can use her bonus action to mark a new creature.
Cool.
So an extra 3 damage.
So you did an extra 3 damage?
Yeah.
That actually does kill the creature, so you can, I guess you describe how the arrow hits him.
Whoop. Straight through his left eye.
And out the back.
And out the back.
Okay?
No.
And because you killed the creature, you can now cast Hunter's Mark on another creature before your turn's over.
The closest one to me.
Okay. Alright, it is now the Hobgoblins' turns. And the Hobgoblin who failed the Caustic Brew, you can now roll 4d4 to see how much damage he takes covered in acid.
It was 8.
8, which is actually enough to kill him since he took damage from something else earlier. So he succumbs to the acid. And Hadassah can cast Hunter's Mark on presumably the last Hobgoblin.
Sweet.
Alright.
Is this last one not in the brew?
It's not hit by Bane as far as I can tell on my notes here, and that he has to jump into the brew.
But didn't it hit 3 of them and not 3 and not 1? Or did it hit 2 and 2?
He passed it before. So he succeeded in his
My bad.
roll. So now with his new roll that he has to make, since he's still being covered in acid, he fails it. So he's now covered in acid, and at the start of his next turn, he'll take damage.
If he had.
Yeah, exactly. Probably not. But he takes his longsword and an overarmed strike, tries to swing at Waywocket, and oh my gosh, fails hardcore. Super hardcore does not strike you. So we're gonna roll this turn over to Ciil. Yeah, you
Right.
lucky son of a duck.
Yeah, for real.
At this point in the combat, the door behind Ivetta shudders and starts to kind of like it's almost like a loud bang, and you hear like shrieking behind it as it sounds like people are trying to break through.
So Ciil, seeing that these hobgoblins are not very dexterous, is going to cast Forebear's Fist on this mofo in the dough, if you
Okay.
know what I mean.
I do. Go ahead and roll a 20 to see if you hit him.
No, so he has to. Here, I shall read. He has to do a dexterity saving throw.
You guys and your dexterity saving throws. Okay, and then let me look here. So
Well, when we can't hit them, we have to.
it's a great So he fails it.
All right, so he takes a 1d8 bludgeoning damage, which I will, right?
Okay.
Is a 3.
3. All right. Is that like plus your dexterity or something, or?
No, that's just base damage.
Okay, sounds good. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I will. I'm within his range.
Oh yeah, I mean you just punched him.
All right, so I'm just gonna do nothing.
Sounds good. You don't want to give him an opportunity attack?
I was thinking about it, but then I was like,
Maybe not a good idea.
maybe not.
Sounds good. Okay. Waywocket, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm continuing with Caustic Brew, so.
So that's a concentration spell, and we've learned, and we've grown, and we now know that you don't drop concentration on that if you cast other spells.
Cool.
As long as they're not also concentration spells.
Okay. Let's hit him with Fireball.
Fireball?
Firebolt. Firebolt.
Not do fireball.
Not Fireball.
No, please. Fireball the party.
So I have to hit first. I'll roll for hit.
Yes.
Wait, one second. How about we do actually Sapping Sting instead?
Oh, okay.
So you do a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Wise. Oh, natural 20. I succeed.
100%.
Well then, bye.
The hobgoblin shrugs off your mystical sapping sting. Are you going to do anything else with your turn?
I am going to dismount from Rangswarthy's shoulders,
Okie doke.
but not leave the swinging presence of this guy.
Gotcha. All right. Top of the turn, Desmos. At this point, the door caves in, knocking Ivetta prone, as she did not describe herself leaving the front of it. And in come
Gruel.
No.
some hideous, horrifying, no good goblins with bows.
Oh.
You jerk.
Sounds like a band name. Goblins with Bows.
Yeah, they're goblins with bows.
But it's gonna be like Minnie Mouse, like hair bows, not like bow and arrows.
They insert themselves into the combat rhythm at this point in time and release 2 bolts into the room, one aimed at Runewood and the other at Waywocket.
Yikes. How do I tell what my hit number is?
Go ahead. Someone
It's
was talking.
disadvantage if they're shooting bows at Ivetta. Oh, I know they're not shooting at Ivetta. Never mind.
Yes, sorry.
Does my shield, because my shield is up, does that have any bearing on the effect?
It does, because your armor class increases when you're using your shield versus when you're not. Your armor class is stupid high.
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately, both of you are hit, and
No!
and the person that hit blue actually did roll a natural 20. I have to be honest with you guys.
Oy vey. Well, I don't have any damage yet, so hopefully you just don't do too much.
A whopping stupid amount of damage.
Yeah, hopefully.
Now let's see here.
Fingers crossed.
Where are these guys? 3 goblins. What is their short bow? So it's +4 to hit. They both hit. One has a 20, and it's 1d6 plus 2. So we'll do 2d6 on blue. Total of 12 damage plus 2, 14 damage.
You
And
rolled
then
2 6s on your 2d6.
I did. And then the other one that hit Runewood rolls a d6 and gets a total of 6 damage on Runewood.
Oh my gosh! Stop it, Elias! Stop it!
Hey, I just deliver, all right. And then as this is happening, Desmos, your turn is happening at the same time. So you can choose to react to the new contact, or you may continue to fight this hobgoblin in front of you.
Well, I can't see anything.
That is a fair point. You hear the door crashing open to your left. You hear Waywocket and Runewood take some arrows. But other than that, you do not see the goblins that shot the arrows.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a good point. I forgot you even, yeah, thank you for reminding me.
I'm just gonna attack the hobgoblin in front of me.
Okay, doke. What are you attacking him with?
Long sword.
Strike away with your d20, sir.
It's a little bit tough, but it's a 20.
You rolled a 20?
Yeah.
Like a natural 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Describe how you eviscerate this hobgoblin.
Desmos is gonna step up. He's gonna grab one hand with the hilt and one hand with the beginning of the blade, shove it into the hobgoblin's throat, and then slash it against the door jamb.
Alright. In that horrific fashion, you murder this hobgoblin. There's just a stack of hobgoblin bodies in this doorway. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Can Desmos drag Rangswarthy over to the other door?
You can't drag him, no. That would be an action to move him. Against his will, I guess. You could grab onto him and just follow him when he moves over there.
Okay, so then can I quote unquote ready my movement to move with Rangswarthy?
Yeah, that's perfect, yeah.
Okay, I'll just do that.
So when Rangswarthy moves, you're just sitting, you're holding onto the back of his armor just to move with him.
Yes.
Okay. And then coincidentally, it is also Rangswarthy's turn.
And Rangswarthy will stride ahead at a great pace toward the goblin in the way with the bow, and once again clanging his sword against his shield to discover the magic of this sword by the light of Talon, hearkening to his oath to protect the light and light, and just swings downward with.
Alright, roll a d20 to hit.
It is a 21.
You
No.
hit.
Alright, it is, what's the modifier? It's, 5, right? Yeah, for longsword. So it's 21.
And this is a +1 sword as well, right? So, +1 is to the damage. So don't forget to add that to your damage whenever you roll. So that's a hit on the goblin.
Is dueling plus to the damage or just to the initiative?
Oh, alright, you have dueling as well. Let me look it up 1 second. Dueling. Fighting style. Dueling, when you are wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, you gain a +2 bonus to the damage roll with that weapon. So it's 1d10 +1 because it's the +1 weapon, and +2 for the dueling.
Okay, so I get +3 to
+3
damage,
total, yes.
whatever damage. And it's a d10. So I will refrain from using the roll.
Did you throw it across the room?
Yeah. Yeah. So it was a 6, 3, so 9.
9. You may describe how you eviscerate the first goblin.
I diagonally cut through the top of his bow, cutting through the top half of his quiver, cleaving his down basically the nape of his neck through his chest.
Blech. He dies. Okay. Next we have Runewood. Post arrow.
That was even with my shield up? What did you roll?
I rolled a 19 and a 20.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just really unfortunate luck for you guys.
That's stupid.
And that was like a 19 and a 20 natural, like, so I not even plus their +4 to hit, so.
Yeah, that's scary. Okay. I guess I'm just gonna try firing my crossbow right back at him.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and roll a d20 to hit him.
Alrighty.
Well,
I think I'm done. I'm done.
did you roll a 1?
I rolled a 2.
A 2? Oh, darn. Yeah, I mean, you missed with the crossbow, but you still have your spiritual weapon.
Right. But that's only within 5 feet.
Yeah, but you can use your, like, on your bonus action, you can move the weapon and strike them with it.
Oh, okay. So that's still, but it's also, the duration is 1 minute. So is that already passed?
No, so in combat, each entire round where everyone has had a chance to move and attack, every single round is only 6 seconds.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So in 10 total rounds is 1 minute.
All right. Yeah.
Which like is obviously long enough to like make spiritual weapon feel good and not crappy.
Right.
Because this is all combat, so it's all happening really rapidly in real time. But since we've stopped to do this turn-based combat, that's how they measure time in turn-based combat.
Okay. All right. Well then, yeah, I'm gonna use the spiritual weapon on him.
All right. Go ahead and roll another d20 to hit him, and don't roll a 2.
You know what? You actually jinxed it because I did right as you said it.
You rolled another 2?
Right as you said.
Do you have another d20 that is not the one you're using?
Yes.
DM magical powers. I've gone back in time. I want you to use a different die.
Okay. All right. Don't say anything. Just give me a second.
All right.
All right. I rolled an 11.
Okay, that's plus your... Let's see here. Where's your character sheet? That's plus your spell attack bonus of 4, so 15, which is a hit. So you'll roll spiritual
D8.
weapon, a d8 plus your spellcast ability modifier, which is wisdom plus 2. So it's a d8 plus 2.
All right. So I rolled a 6, so it's gonna be an 8.
8 damage. Please describe how your trident kills this goblin.
Well, it's basically gonna kind of like drift upward toward the ceiling and then strike downward at an angle.
Oh.
And just kind of like pin him to the ground through his chest.
Yucky. It's like you vertically killed him from this, like from above.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, devious. All right, you have killed the people that are aware of your presence at this point in time.
Yay!
And combat is over. So you may lick your wounds and recover from that as we go back into roleplay.
I move that we wrap up this session before Waywocket finds another stump.
A barrel will do. I'm gonna go ahead and retrieve the bolt if it's still findable that I shot.
You retrieve your bolt.
Carry my car and stand up. Just watching everybody.
I do want to say I hope you guys are keeping track of your damage on your character sheets, like session to session, because I am not necessarily doing that. So it does give you the opportunity to cheat, but I hope that you will be honorable in keeping track of those things.
Yes.
Are you guys in favor of pausing the session now?
Yes.
I think we could just wrap up by just looting the room.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going to loot the room,
Yeah, and the next room that we didn't actually make into.
the Hobgoblin room.
Well, both, I guess. We didn't go into either of the rooms the goblins came out of.
So you're looting this room, and the room the goblins came out of?
Yeah.
Let's leave
We
the room.
can't see the entire room they came
I would
Again,
say if
sorry.
you go into this hall, are you going into this hall here?
I would say no.
Oh, I thought that was a room. I'm sorry.
Does not.
I think we
Not
should
bad.
wait in the hallway.
Okay.
So in the storeroom, which you've already looted, like I was gonna say, like I guess you find like barrels of beer, rotten provisions, and Sildar Hall Winter's gear. In the Hobgoblin barracks, you find 4 plain straw pallets and bedrolls lined up on the floor. Brackets on the walls hold a number of weapons, spears, swords, morning stars, and more. The north wall shows signs of damage, but the floor is clean of rubble. As treasure in the room, you find 5 spears, 4 long swords, 3 morning stars, 2 great swords, and a fine quarterstaff. The quarterstaff is engraved with stylized feathers, surprisingly light and worth 10 gold.
Ciil!
Oh,
How convenient.
so
Wonderful.
Ciil's eyes light up, and he hoists the quarterstaff, flipping it around his hand and testing its weight. And then he's gonna walk over to the pile of chainmail on the ground, lift it, and be like, "Did you want me to catch this?"
I feel like Oris wanted a great sword or a long sword. I can't remember.
I guess like I'll just have Oris pick up a great sword and I'll let Ezra know about it.
Well, he talked about a long sword last session, but Desmos gave him one.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say
okay.
I don't remember him being particularly interested in a great sword.
What did Sildar's gear consist of?
Sildar's
Yeah,
gear
Desmos-
was a long sword and the chainmail. A
Um,
long
And
sword
the
that's
cool
particularly engraved
long
for
sword,
him.
yeah.
He said the heavy crossbow, which Desmos was gonna grab.
Heavy crossbow.
Yeah, I thought you said something.
I don't think so.
No?
No, he has chainmail and a longsword. The longsword has an emblem of Neverwinter worked into the hilt. Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, oh my gosh, I totally spaced it. There is a heavy crossbow. That's hilarious. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, okay, there's a heavy crossbow.
Is there any special attributes about the quarterstaff?
It's
or
a
were you
plus
just
1
like-
quarterstaff. Whoa!
It's a +1 quarterstaff.
Oh, sweet, nice. All right, cool.
I was waiting for you to ask more about it.
He asked if there were special attributes.
Well, +1 is a special attribute.
I was gonna say, yeah, +1. And it's very light, which I suppose is, I guess that might be a special attribute, because it makes a point of saying it's surprisingly light. It's only 1 pound.
Dang.
Yeah, it's very, probably of Elven make.
Rangswarthy searches for anything jingly besides the. Otherwise, he's just gonna cut a few rings from his chainmail with his smithing tools.
You find jingly coins on the hobgoblins in the form of 43 silver pieces.
Boys.
Right. Rangswarthy jingles the armor of Sildar and grin, just says, "And anyone needs some armor?" Chuckling.
Maybe Ciil wants armor. Although he's
can't-
still wearing mage armor.
Yeah, plus monks, if they wear armor, it actually slows them down.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry.
Does Ivetta or Runewood or Oris need armor? I guess we can sort that out.
Yeah, I was gonna say just hold on to it, and we'll sort that out the next time they're available to actually be here.
Yeah, I mean, just
Next
make
time they're not
sure
sure.
everybody, in case you forget. I mean, just make sure that you used if you used any spells that use slots, then make sure to jot that down.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Keep track of your health, your spell slots. Just for next session, I'll be saving this sort of like right here where we are, so we'll be literally picking up from this moment for the next session.
Yeah.
So we'll save game, and this will be Cragmaw Castle in progress. Alright, it is saved for next time. Any questions before we wrap up?
I don't think so.
Alright.
Oh, that was